This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach.
Okay, what about this? Shocking Shazam. Jbird's got to name the title and the artist before the music identification app Shazam.
We go together.
Shazam.
Mendez.
He yelled Mendez.
Is that wrong? Is it wrong?
Yeah.
He's shocked. Literally.
That's not Mendez?
That's not Mendez, no.
What the heck is that?
That is the Jonas Brothers,
Yep.
maybe? Sucker? Yeah.
I mean, in my defense, I just asked Kevin today, have we always done weather on the show? I guess we have.
Yeah.
You think I know the artist names?
I'm going to have to shock you twice.
No, please don't.
It's almost like he's not even on the show.
Well, I dip out.
I don't know. If management's listening, he might not be.
All right, come on. Had enough firings this week.
First she shocks my body, then she shocks my heart.
Yes. That's what she
I'm a
does.
shocker for you.
Okay.
It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, called so you spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Good morning. Welcome to the KVJ show. Happy Monday. How are you guys doing? Yeah, huh? Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and let you know I'm not at my best.
Not at your best.
I second that.
I took...
That he's not at his best?
No, neither one of us
Oh,
are.
my goodness. Okay. What have I walked into here today?
I took a nasty spill on Saturday.
You did?
Oh my gosh, the right side of my butt cheek, it's barely hanging on.
How did this happen? Where did you fall and how and why?
So I was at my buddy Bigfoot's party.
Yes,
And it was
okay.
a great time, a lovely time. Everyone had fun.
Yeah.
The house looks great.
It does. And my buddy went outside to go pee really quick, and I went out to go talk with him, and I just...
Bathroom's not working inside?
I think someone was in there. I think it was
Okay.
I think it was packed. And I don't know how it happened.
Okay.
So
all
he
right.
goes, I go out there to follow him because we were in some kind of deep conversation, and I hit, I don't know, an oil spill. I don't know what I hit,
You hit a slick?
and I fell on some kind of a root, like a trunk of a tree, or it was right on the bone of my butt, right to the root.
Just wow.
Yeah, so moving a little slow, talking a little bit like Virginia.
Yeah, I could see Saturday is going to be quite a day. We had a lovely time out there. It was great to be at the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure on Saturday morning. Beautiful morning. And a lot of celebration going on with the survivors. And then a lot of people take it right over to Bradley's there, right on the waterfront. And yeah, I could see, had a drink going, but then I saw the shot starting to come out. And I'm like, wow, okay, here we go. It's going to be a crazy day.
I was thinking, did the Queen and Kev leave because it was getting too rowdy? They didn't want to be a part of that.
Well, we had our beverage. We wanted to get breakfast. And so, we wanted to go and check out a breakfast joint there. They do the buffet thing, which it's a lovely buffet. It's just, it's a lot of food, and I don't eat like big, kind of portions.
If you're hungry, it is a great place to go.
Yeah.
But it's $30 for the buffet.
Right.
And if you just want a little breakfast sandwich, it's just too much.
I ate like a rabbit. Yeah.
Okay, so it was more of the breakfast situation than the
That
drunk situation.
had a lot to do with it, but the Queen is like going, oh, they're pulling out the shots. I'm like, oh yeah, I have a feeling it's going to get rowdy today.
I mean, even our sweet Denny's was, getting involved.
He got wet the beak a little bit.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I saw that. And then you guys took it a little bit later in the day. You had just an impromptu podcast that went down.
We did.
We
and
planned it. We knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
There was zero prep, though. It was
Zero.
Just,
Oh, okay.
it was switch on. Let's see what happens. We went for a solid 30.
Okay.
Should have went for 20. But it was great fun. I gotta get you over there.
Yeah. No, it looks like you have a great setup at your place. Got the 4 cameras and all that. So that is up there. If you missed that, we'll put that on the e-blast this week.
That is, I'm gonna go. That's 25 and older. You have to be able to rent a car to be able to listen to that kind of content.
The content is definitely for mature audiences only.
It is.
There's some revelations that are dropped in that thing.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it is worth a listen to, but I will say it's a bit vulgar.
Wow. Really? Okay. Very adult content.
Very.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. All right.
It's more like a satellite radio type of a thing.
Okay. Well, it's on the KVJ Show YouTube channel. And then yesterday, I met up with Virginia. We were both in Miami. They had that whole thing going on with the Super Bowl at the convention center.
That thing is sensory overload.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot to do.
Oh, my gosh. That NFL experience, there literally was like 18,000 interactive things to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. And there's a lot of old dads like me trying to compete against their young sons. And, you talk about you taking a tumble? Oh, man. I went through one of them tackling dummies, and I did not come out the winner. And all I know is I look up, and there's about 20 people doing that point laugh. Like, you know how you have that like in the movies, and it's like echoing, and you're like, you're just the object of shame and ridicule. Oh, that was me. I went down hard. I got rug burns. I'm like old dad trying to think I'm like a young, I'm going to show my son how impressive. Oh, what a bungling idiot I was.
I hear you, brother.
Yeah. Okay, so.
I mean, we're just scratching some of the stuff I got involved in.
Well, so we got a lot to talk about today, huh? All right, so stick to it. Jump in it. It is on YouTube. It is also on the radio. Go to the KVJ Show on YouTube and 97.9 WRMF right there on your radio right now.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, everybody is talking about the Kobe Bryant helicopter crash that sadly took his life and his daughter, and there was like 7 other people aboard the helicopter as well. Heartbreaking story. NBA legend Kobe Bryant is dead. It sounds like it may have been bad weather, foggy weather. It sounds, too, like maybe the visibility was a factor and that maybe the pilot didn't realize that he was next to a mountain.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what it was. My wife was telling me today that she had seen some footage of the helicopter crash itself. It looked like it was in some kind of a spin. So I haven't even seen that yet. That's what she was saying on my way out. I'm like, well, I'll look into that and see what it was. But it was really kind of weird. Actually, just on Friday, I was talking to my wife, because I lived in California for a couple of years and early in my radio career. And they didn't have snow days there where I was. We had fog days. And if you don't live there, you have I think it's called Thule fog. It's even got a special name for it. It's the kind of fog, if you've never been in it, you have no idea. You can put your hand in front of your face and you can't see your hand.
Wow.
It's that thick. It's amazing.
Thick?
So we would always have to do announcements on school closings or at least school delays, because on the coast there, especially in California, it takes until like 10 or 11 a.m. for the fog to burn off and you can't see anything. And so when I saw the footage of the crash site right about the time, it looked like that kind of fog. And that to me was, I can't imagine that you would ever fly in that. I think I'd even heard on the news today, they were talking that a lot of people were not flying in that area because they had announced that it was not of good enough conditions to fly. So I know that I'm just kind of piecing together some of the details. And so I'm not sure exactly what it was, but that seems like that could be suspect in part of it, but you have to see what the full investigation says.
So what is this clip that we have, Jbird?
We have the report. We also have other things.
Okay.
Yeah, the report, and then there's another clip of L.A. County Sheriff disses TMZ while giving the crash update.
This is the L.A. County Fire Chief. You're talking about the crash report.
Shortly before 10 o'clock at 9:47 a.m., the Los Angeles County Fire Department received a 911 call of a potential helicopter down in a brush fire in the city of Calabasas in unincorporated Los Angeles County. Our firefighters arrived on scene. The ground firefighters had to hike into the incident. Firefighter paramedics were in the helicopter, hoisted down to do an investigation of the crash scene, and there are no survivors.
Okay.
Yeah, I just saw that video.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is. I mean, the whole thing. I mean, the helicopter exploded on impact. It is horrifying to watch.
So was it having mechanical issues before it crashed?
It was spinning like a top. Just dropping into this mountain, and then as soon as it hit, it looked like a action movie explosion. I mean, it was massive.
How old are those helicopters usually? I mean, when's that helicopter considered old to where you're like, oh, you shouldn't be flying
clue.
that? Yeah,
I don't know either. But it was his private helicopter, and this is how Kobe got around. He famously chose a helicopter as his mode of transportation.
Well, LA is a lot like South Florida, where it is very spread out and you have pockets of traffic congestion that you just really can't get through in any amount of time. It's good to get anywhere in LA. It's an hour, sometimes 2 hours. And so, yeah, if you have the means to just fly over that traffic, it would make a lot of sense. And a lot of people who have some of the homes, Malibu is a big popular place, but everything's pretty much north, and it's a good bit north. So if you ever have any business in downtown Los Angeles, which you did at the Staples Center a lot, then yeah, that would be a very long drive both ways for somebody who lives in that area. Here's the LA County Sheriff talking about TMZ during the crash briefing.
We're waiting the arrival of the coroner's office to assist in the recovery of the remains. As the chief indicated, there were no survivors. We have a manifest that indicates that there was 9 people on board the aircraft, the pilot plus 8 individuals. There is wide speculation as to who the identities are. However, it is entirely inappropriate right now to identify anyone by name until the coroner has made the identification through their very deliberative process, and they've made notifications to next of kin. And it'd be extremely disrespectful to understand that your loved one was perished and you learn about it from TMZ. That is just wholly inappropriate, so we're not going to be going there.
Yeah, there were several news agencies that people were calling out because as I watched it, and my wife, she's always scanning social media, but she gets duped all the time. And so we were yesterday at the Miami Beach Convention Center for the NFL thing, and she's like, this has to be fake news, right? And she showed it to me, and I looked, I'm like, no, because it was on Channel 10. Out of Miami's website, and I'm like, no, I don't think so. And I started looking into it, and then I saw that. But then there was, all the speculation that was happening about who was on board, including at one point some site was trying to say all 4 of his daughters, and that wasn't the case, thankfully.
Yeah, now I'm seeing some of the comments in the chat, and I was checking through Twitter. That video might actually be fake. People might be spreading that helicopter crash around from the 2018 crash in Dubai.
Yeah, somebody had said that was a Coast Guard helicopter, and that's why, when I saw that, I'm like, yeah, my wife is always, she goes on all these sites, and that's the thing is people start throwing stuff up there, and she's, yeah, it takes a little bit of an eye, being in media to kind of understand what it is that you're seeing. And so that just goes to show you how things kind of get spread. And I couldn't imagine that they would have that footage.
It's really messed up that people would do that, too.
It's easy to do, too. Anybody can do it.
So, I mean, that's good for people. Don't waste your time on that. If you see that today, that at least we know that is not legit footage. So don't watch it and don't tell people that it is. So.
Sad stuff. In other news, the Grammys were huge over the weekend. Clive Davis did his annual star-studded pre-Grammy gala. That's hard to say.
It's gonna be a rough Monday.
It's gonna be
a tough one, huh?
Rusty.
We didn't have any of that audio because I sent it to myself and I meant to send it to Denny's. It's oh boy, it's gonna be. That's why the audio is late going in there.
Do we have Grammy stuff?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of a montage, I believe. Billie Eilish, she had a great night. Some people call her Billy Gomez. Depends on where you're from. But yeah, she had a great night last night. Yeah.
Isn't there a curse about that though? If you sweep the Grammys, the next album's supposed to be terrible.
I don't know. Maybe.
Or did I just make that up?
I think you
It sounded legit.
I think I made it up.
Yeah. I've never heard that, but it's very possible.
Diddy and Janet Jackson were honored at Clive Davis's party. Hundreds of celebrities showed up. I mean, everybody in music was there. Jay-Z, Beyonce, Jamie Foxx, Cardi B, John Legend, Faith Evans, Ozzy Osbourne, Avril Lavigne, Paula Abdul. I mean, just like on and on.
This is who wasn't there.
Exactly.
I saw a really cool documentary on Clive Davis. It's really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, very, very good. They talk about all that stuff.
The Jonas Brothers performed during the Grammys and broke the internet, Kevin.
Oh, they did.
Apparently, Nick Jonas had like some kind of green stuff stuck in his teeth.
Oh.
Food, it appears. And yes, Twitter just lost its mind.
I understand you, Jonas, because we have a promo pic on our KVJ vehicle, and there's something stuck in my teeth. That's the picture they chose.
Here's a low-budget Jonas. And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day, brought to you by Brew Bowl. It happens this Saturday. Kevin's going to be out there for all kinds of craft beer and sampling and fun. So make your plans now. Tickets start at just $50. Grab them at WRMF.com.
This is the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you got on your mind today, Jbird?
Got a big day today. Excuse me.
You do.
I do. We take Chewy to go get his eyes checked and get his hearing checked because he's not only is he losing his sight pretty bad, his hearing is going. And that's kind of developed in the last, I would say, month or so. So this is going to be a big day to get all of that legit checked out. You know, we're going to get the whole work's done. I want to see what's going on with him because he's struggling with his eyesight pretty rough. It's really rough to watch. And I was just wondering, too, if anyone out there has gone through something like that with their dog, let me know what did you do to make your dog comfortable while they're going blind? Is there just some tricks? I was on that Cesar Milan guy's website.
The Dog Whisperer.
He had some insight, but I'd like to hear from KVJ Nation.
We're doing them like doggy hearing aids or something like that?
They
I don't know that they are.
They do have this vibrating like a collar of some sort that it helps with their senses. I was reading up a little bit on it. I wasn't sure exactly what it did, but yeah, there is some kind of contraption that helps dogs that can't hear. Stuff like that.
Okay.
So yeah, big day for us. I was wondering too, for your dog's eyes, how long would they be able to tell what is wrong with them? You know what I mean? Is that a 2-day process? Can they look at something right away and go, oh, he's 90% blind or he's got doggy glaucoma? How long does that take?
I think they can tell right away. I think as soon as the vet looks at the eye, I mean, his eyes are very, very, very cloudy.
I know.
I can kind of tell you that your dog can't see.
I know. Well, he can't. He can see some things. He can see some things, but it is getting worse. He really struggles in the morning now. So
I struggle in the morning too. So
I hear you, Chewy.
yeah.
A lot of people here are struggling this morning.
So I know some people want an update about Chewy. I will let you know after my vet appointment today.
Okay.
What you got on your mind today, Virginia?
Well, today is the first volunteer meeting for Stars Ball. It is Crunch Week. Our Little Smile Stars Ball is coming up this Saturday night. I cannot believe it is here. And I just want to invite both of you to the volunteer meeting tonight. We meet all the volunteers and we assign everybody's stations, and there's going to be a taco bar.
Taco bar.
Taco bar.
That is the new pizza bar. It really is.
That's how we make the volunteers happy, and we say thank you by getting them a taco bar.
Oh, that's cool. Very
I
nice.
love that. I think taco bars are great, and I really want to do something where if you had a party and you had that pretzel guy make all those kind of specialty pretzels,
Yes.
that would be a good party item.
You know, Bigfoot had those pretzels at his house for his party on Saturday night, and he said he got the pretzels from Wawa. He said Wawa has the best pretzels, those big, soft Wawa pretzels.
Wawa just got on my food delivery service list.
Really?
Yep. Every day you can hit refresh on those things. Like, oh, new restaurant now you can order.
Who knew you'd add a restaurant and then it'd be a gas station? Like, what?
Yeah.
I'm ordering gas station food?
Huh.
Delivered to my house.
They have so many sides, Fat Kevin. Shocking. In a good way. The sides that Wawa has, I'm blown away.
They're more than just a gas station.
They are way more than just a gas station. And great marketing, too, from them.
Yeah, they're done. That's why people are going nuts every time they open one in South Florida. They go crazy. What I got on my mind here today is I got a couple little hacks that I discovered over the weekend. I always love hearing when people are like, because there is really with anything in life, there is a right way to do it and a not so right way to do it. And if you kind of know the little ins and outs of going about something, it just makes it more convenient and streamlined and your experience so much better because I've done a lot of things the wrong way. And then when I've
Speaking of the wrong way, have you met my friend Jason?
yes,
I'm gonna probably accidentally turn this computer on probably 3 or 4 more times during the show, and I'm so sorry.
great, okay. Glad we're going to be going through that.
It's not a problem, is it? You hear
No.
yourself on a delay?
Yeah, I was like, am
as
I
you're trying
speaking?
to
Yeah.
talk.
Where am I?
I'm sorry.
So, but the thing that I discovered, there are a couple things from over the weekend to let you know that I know the South Florida Fair is going to be going off again. They had great weather. We went there on Saturday, took my son Cannon, and we were going through the Midway, and they've got those basketball hoop games. And, you know, my son Cannon loves to shoot. He shoots all the time. He plays basketball. He's a big fan of it. And the guy who was operating one of them was even telling us they don't have normal basketball hoops. They're
Right.
like oval or something like that. So you have to put a big arc on the shot to even have a chance of making it. Cannon's a pretty decent shot. And he went through, I don't know how much money we dropped. We went from one to the other. And they have, of course, like 10 of those basketball games. And you would drop $5 each time for him to take however many errant shots.
Bam, that's just $50. Goodbye.
Just gone. I mean, we blew through like $100 like in no time at the fair.
But memories, though.
Yeah,
Created.
it is. But what I discovered is if you've got a kid like that, we went inside the expo center and they've got a sports theme to the South Florida Fair. And they had a little setup for the Quantum House. And it was the inflatable games where you can throw a football, you can shoot a basketball, you can pitch a baseball, kick a soccer ball. And it was just a $2 donation to do that. And so it goes to the Quantum House, which is a great place. I know Little Smiles, we've been there. And we've done
Yes.
volunteer events at the Quantum House.
We love the Quantum House.
Yeah, and it was $2. And he doesn't know, he's getting to shoot. And he really just wanted to shoot.
Right.
You know, I mean, the
He
stuffed
wants to be in
animals.
it.
Yeah, he just wants to play. And so I dropped $2, whereas I dropped a ton out there on the Midway. So to me, like, take your kid, if your kid loves those kind of games, because not only did they have that, they had where you could throw the baseball and you had where you could hit off a tee and kick a football. So they had all those kind of things, and that stuff was free. You could go in and do that. And so you can burn your kid out on all those things. So go to the Expo Center first if they love playing those games. Burn it out of their system so by the time you walk by the Midway, be like, nah, I already shot, I'm good.
What's the trick with the game with the bottles, and you have to get the ping pong ball in there? It's almost kind of like beer pong, but it always bounces in and
Is
out.
it the rings where
Yeah.
you toss the ring
I
on
think
top of the bottle?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, they each have got their own kind of like even the balloon pop, they've all got their own little, there's like a way to do it to win.
But it's designed for you to fail a lot.
Oh, yeah. No, it does. And then, I mean, the stuffed animals, I was sitting there, Cannon was at one of the water shoot games, and he was just, you know, we didn't win anywhere. It was just not a winning day. And people were getting the big stuffed animals, and they were coming right back, bringing them back, going, yeah, this arm's detaching off the bear.
They're low budget.
It was like, I stood there and saw 3 returns as I was just, I mean, the things are falling apart as you're walking away with them.
Don't smell them either because they reek.
Good call.
They're covered in carny cheese.
Yeah. When you win, you lose.
They're not protected from the elements, let's just say. Oh.
Okay, all right. So, see, this is all good advice. You're learning things here. And then the other thing that my wife and I learned, we did the Bright Line down to the Miami Beach Convention Center for the NFL experience that they had going on. It was a lot of fun, too. And we told you last week the hack on that was go this weekend because they're doubling the prices of it.
Right.
Next week. And I will tell you that the line's 20 to 30 minutes, and some of the features that they have there are very similar to others. So if you've kind of done one of the running through the tackling dummies and this and that, to me, you've done them all. So save yourself, because we didn't get to things like the Hail Mary and some of the others. We spent a good 4 or 5 hours there and still didn't get through everything because of the lines.
It was so much.
Yeah, but we doubled up on some stuff, and there is a ton of stuff to see. It was a lot of fun. It was really cool, and so that will be going on this next week as well. I think Wednesday they open up, so maybe if you can take a day during the week to go check it out. And kids 12 and under are free, so that's kind of the hack on that. But we took the Bright Line down, and the one thing I discovered, because the one time we did the beverage cart thing, and we sat in like a numbered seat, like number 60 or something like that, and right as we're pulling into Fort Lauderdale, we like got our drink. I'm like, oh, I gotta go. It didn't work out. Like the whole ride down, I got, no, I'm like, that just wasn't worth it. And so my wife, we got got close to like a number 1, number 2, somewhere one of those seats, you get first served, and then they come all the way back through. So we got served not once but twice.
Get a seat in the front
The
of the
seat
train.
number does make a difference.
Okay, that's a good tip.
If you are gonna spend the extra and do the beverage car, it's get your money's worth out of it. So a couple little hacks there. So all right, you awake, Jbird?
What?
Look at his eyes. You know when somebody's forcing to try to stay awake, like, did we get that? He's like working his hardest to keep his eyes open.
Baby, I was hanging on every word. I swear.
He's like,
We gotta tape his eyes open.
Birds will tucker out.
poor guys.
What time did you say you left the party on Saturday?
I got home at 6 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
My schedule's a little off.
6 a.m.
Good
I
heavens.
mean, are you in college?
Look, you got to celebrate sometimes.
Apparently it was a blow 'em out weekend. There you go. All right, coming up here on the KVJ show, I believe we have got another Shark Tank pitch. This is something that if you have stinky areas in your life, there is a solution from the members of the KVJ show here. Jbird and Denny's going to pitch a new product.
Denny's got nothing to do with this one. I don't want to put my stank with him. Because
This is your own stink?
This was an idea that it's not that good. Reading it back.
Great. Terrible ideas after a weekend of drinking. We'll find out what that's all about coming up.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
All right, I guess we have got a new Shark Tank pitch, a great idea that you're definitely going to want to hear about here. Jbird has put it all together, and if you've ever walked through life and smelled something that's just not so yummy, this apparently is the solution to all of your problems.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Virginia, for hearing my pitch here. This is the Smell-icopter.
Smell-icopter, okay.
Does your town or city smell disgusting? Well, don't worry no more, my friends. Let me tell you about the Smell-icopter. Sorry, I lost my voice.
Oh, jeez.
I lost my voice, but I didn't lose my heart for this project. Now, the Smell-icopter can make your stinky town smell delicious.
Yeah?
They can make it smell like a piece of heaven, my Kevin. Now, what kind of smells could the Smell-icopter do? Well, it could make your stinky town turn into maybe delicious chocolate chip cookies. Or you could make your town smell like baked cake. And, oh no, is that bad for the environment? No. The spray that's released from the Smell-icopter is actually great for the environment.
It is.
So, what do you think? Want your town to not stink? Give the Smell-icopter a shot.
Virginia,
Questions?
what are your thoughts over there? The Smell-icopter.
Questions?
Okay.
I got the idea. I'll tell you where it comes from. Think about going to New Orleans in the morning, how gross it smells. It smells like vomit there in the morning.
Yeah, it does. Yes, it does.
If you had the Smell-icopter come by with this spray that makes it smell like chocolate chip cookies in the air, and the spray's not bad for the environment,
I hear you.
the Smell-icopter could work in certain markets.
Not on Bourbon Street. I don't think anything's going to work on Bourbon Street. I don't know how powerful this spray is going to be.
If they could actually develop this spray where it is not bad for the environment, does the Smell-icopter have a shot?
No.
Why?
I think because what's the cost on it? How much would it cost? Also, how far away do you have to be effective with the spraying? Because you're going to have some FAA guidelines that you're going to have to watch, because that could be kind of dangerous just flying these things everywhere.
All that would be approved by, all the people in charge. Legislation will make sure that's fine. It's going to be like a Perel type of a. Should I just go ahead and punt on this idea? Just stop it. I forgot I sent this idea to you.
He's like, what?
I thought it was a great idea on Friday night.
When we're all drinking, yes, there's a lot of ideas that sound great.
I kind of feel like I've come up with worse ideas than that, though.
So you're ranking them?
This is the
Should
middle.
we rank Jbird's worst ideas ever that he's pitched to us on Shark Tank Bits?
That's fine.
Smell-icopter.
I think Virginia's too hungover for this idea.
You think so?
I think I lost before I even began on this pitch.
Two, I mean, the timing's kind of bad. Everybody's talking about a big helicopter crash, Smell-icopter, like, oh, it just...
Didn't even think of that?
Oh, it's just...
Well, I apologize. I wasn't trying to be offensive. Kevin asked me about it. So it's really not him.
Yeah,
He's in charge.
It's all this stink is
It's
on
all
me.
his fault.
Can I get a smell-icopter to douse me down? Yes. To get the stink away from this idea?
Well, you can even do the smell-a-train. I mean, that is the same, the same
I
concept.
don't know what you could.
Yeah, all right. I gotta
Sometimes you just got to run out of the boardroom.
Yeah, you probably should have stopped.
run out of the
Just run out of the boardroom. Just turn around and just bolt through and don't stop.
Just trying to have some fun.
We're just trying to have a little bit of fun here. Yes, there you go. All right. Well, does anybody actually think that's a decent idea? Some people actually think your idea could work, Jbird, but maybe using a drone instead.
I love it. I love the ideas,
Okay.
the suggestions.
Jbird pitching some ideas at us here.
I just love pitching ideas. Good, awful,
It doesn't matter.
usually awful.
Yeah, indifferent. Doesn't matter. There you go. Well, what do you think about this idea that they're thinking about here in the state of Florida? Baby drop-off boxes. They say that the state of Florida is number 3 on the list for the most illegal infant abandonments in the country. And since 2017, 19 babies have been illegally abandoned here in the state of Florida. Right now, it is legal to surrender a baby to a fire station or hospital, but sometimes the face-to-face interaction can be a big deterrent, causing some mothers just to leave their newborns in unsafe places. So this new bill would expand the Florida Safe Haven law to include baby boxes as a legal option to surrender a baby. They say they currently have them in Indiana, Ohio, Arkansas, and Arizona, and they're placed at fire stations and hospitals and allow the mother or father to safely surrender their child without having to interact with anybody. The boxes are temperature controlled and trigger a silent alarm when opened so authorities know that a baby has been dropped off. Is how they do it.
Okay.
I mean, that's better than having babies on the side of the streets like we've seen before.
Yeah, I kind of looked at this and I'm like, I don't know what the problem would be. The only thing is I saw a photo of it. It kind of looks like an oven, so that kind of was a little bit weird.
People may not like it only because it would encourage people to do it. Maybe a lot more people would do it if it was so easy and turnkey like that.
Yeah, but people may argue on the flip side that how often have you said they're really probably not fit to be a parent?
Right.
And if it is easier, then maybe some of those people who really just are not qualified to be a parent would get a kid into the adoption process and they could wind up in a much better home and have a much better life for somebody who's not prepared to have kids. So, I don't know. I kind of thought like, man, it's probably a good idea.
If it saves lives, which I think it would, then I'm all about it.
That's what it comes down to.
And that needs to be the takeaway. If it's going to help save lives, then we got to do stuff like this.
Yeah, I see a lot more positives than negatives on something like that. So, yeah, I thought it was a pretty good idea. Well, today, a lot of people still are talking and remembering the life of Kobe Bryant, who died in a helicopter crash with his daughter yesterday. It was just one of those things. It's one of the more shocking celebrity deaths that I think that I've ever had to endure. And it ranks right up there with a lot of the other ones. And I don't know, what else might shock you of that level. I know Prince, was surprising in some of those celebrity deaths. We just had too many of them lately. But personal aircraft, again, to me, is just kind of a scary thing. In South Florida here, we just had the news on July 4th of 2019 about the passing of Chris Klein, who was a philanthropist and great man here in South Florida that did so much for other people. And he was on a helicopter. I know, Virginia, your friend was the pilot of that helicopter.
I think about that all the time, and I think about what those final moments. Everybody said with that one, that was catastrophic mechanical failure.
Mm-hmm.
They believe I don't think the NTSB report is out for 2 years. It takes 2 years.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
But from everybody that I spoke to at the funeral of the helicopter pilot, my friend Jeff, they think the back, whatever that rudder or whatever, came off.
Okay.
Catastrophic mechanical failure was what everybody was saying to me about that crash.
I can't remember the year they said the helicopter was made for the Kobe incident, but I remember reading it going, that seems sort of old to me, but I know nothing about helicopters. I don't know what's considered old, what's considered new. How long does a helicopter, how long are you able to fly that thing to where it gets to that age?
Well, I know with planes, it's sometimes alarming to find out how long some aircraft, commercial planes are in the air for. And I thought that this would maybe have been about 10 years ago, but I sat in a seat that had an ashtray on it. And I was like, this can't be a new plane. You haven't been allowed to smoke on planes in 30 years. I'm like, how old is this thing?
It's unsettling.
It was a little unsettling when I started kind of doing the math. I'm like, got to take another flight. Yeah, but you look at commercial versus the private air sector, and it is, I'd say, arguably a lot safer. I know that, when there is a catastrophic death or a crash that happens there, it'll take more people out. But you just look at celebrities. I started kind of like looking at a list yesterday of celebrities that have died in these kind of aircraft, and you could probably name 5 people just off the top of your head.
The Big Bopper, La Bamba, Richard Valens.
Yeah, Stevie Ray Vaughan died in a helicopter crash. This is all personal aircraft. There was a golfer named Payne Stewart. He was on a private plane that went down. John Denver, Roberto Clemente back in the day. Aaliyah, remember she died on that plane out of the Bahamas in 2001.
Roberto Clemente, a Pittsburgh Pirate Hall of Fame baseball player, he was going to help Nicaragua for a bunch of supplies and stuff. He was doing some humanitarian work.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. JFK Jr., he was on his own personal aircraft back in 1999, so... a lot of those. So we're still waiting to get a little bit more information, and we'll keep updating you in the dirt of the day as we get some more information in on that. I know some people want to know to give full respect to everybody, but I don't believe every name has been released. We know it was Kobe Bryant and his daughter, and then there were some other, I think there was another family that was on board.
Yeah, there was a coach, the girls' basketball coach. And there was a baseball coach also, and his daughter.
Okay.
I guess his daughter and Kobe's daughter were teammates on the basketball team together. And so those young girls both died with their fathers on the helicopter.
Yeah, just a very terrible story as the whole nation mourns today for the passing of Kobe and all the other people on that helicopter. So as we get more information, we'll definitely update you here this morning on the KVJ Show.
Here's what's coming up on the Dirt of the Day. Dirt of the Day.
Well, coming up in your Dirt of the Day, it looks like they're bringing back that show, Punk'd. I love that show. Who is going to be doing it now, though? Is Ashton Kutcher coming back? I'll tell you the full scoop coming up in your Dirt.
Entertainment updates 5 minutes after every hour from the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
Well, you can tell Super Bowl fever is starting to hit South Florida. Yesterday, as we were coming back on the Brightline, Virginia, from checking out the great NFL experience they had at the Miami Beach Convention Center, I saw on Twitter that the teams were landing at Miami International. So the 49ers had landed just about the time we're getting off the Brightline last night, so they're in. So it's going to be a whole week of all kinds of festivities that are happening. And we're going to be sending out an e-blast. We already sent out one with kind of all the events, and then there's just even so much more. Every single day, starting really on Wednesday, you've got about 5 to 10 Super Bowl events, concerts, things that are going on. So it is a very exhaustive list, but it is exhaustive. It's like, it's so long you can't even read it on the radio. It's just something that you got to go check out. So if you'd like to get that e-blast, you can go sign up. Go to kvjshow.com. It's in the upper right-hand corner. You can go to our Facebook and our Twitter as well. We got the link for you right there to go ahead and do it. One of the festivities that they've got is this whole Python Bowl that they were doing.
Yes, I saw that.
The governor came out there and they had like a snakeskin football that he used to kick the whole thing off. Well, apparently the Python Bowl has come to an end. 10 days, snake wranglers captured 80 pythons in the Everglades. The winner, Mike Kimmel, removed 8 pythons.
With his teeth.
Yes.
That's a man.
That is a man. 8 pythons.
Oh, and you know he wanted more.
That was top prize for the most snakes. And the thing that's unbelievable, we talked to that wild man that he's got a TV show, and that's what he does. He goes in there to the Everglades, and he goes wading through the water barefoot because a lot of times he has to bump into them or feel them with his feet.
Could you imagine?
My God.
Oh, my. That's right. I hear that, and just my body wants to just shrivel up.
So does that man have no fear? Like, what scares that guy?
I don't. I would hate to find it because to me it would probably kill me.
I mean, walking through that kind of water, even with shoes on.
You know, it's probably something weird. It's probably like kittens or cupcakes.
Yeah.
Cupcakes. Yeah, at that point, I don't know what does frighten that man. Yeah, the runner-up, Christian Hernandez, also won an ATV for removing 6 pythons. Not bad. Barry Offenberger won $1,000 in the military category for catching 3 pythons. They had $2,000 for the longest snake, a 12-foot, 7.3-inch python.
Oh my God, 12 feet long?
And it was also the heaviest, so that was another $2,000, $4,000 for one snake. It was 62 pounds.
And aren't they scared that they're going to start heading more north up here?
Yeah, I think they're just, I mean, it's really the Everglades, but yeah, they're starting to extend past that because they're gobbling up all the wildlife in the Everglades, and that's the problem. Rabbit and key deer and things like that. They're messing up the whole ecosystem.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Are we going to be living in a time where here in Northern County, Palm Beach County, in Port St. Lucie area, where there's going to be pythons running amok?
Oh, I hope not.
Or slithering around amok.
I think they're doing this kind of stuff so that we don't have that problem.
What a terrible problem that would be.
Left unchecked, it would, yeah. Because, I mean, they will go after your cats and things like that, too.
I could not imagine walking out to my patio and seeing a python on the ground.
Yeah. There's $1,000 for an 11-foot python, the longest snake caught in the military category. Also got $1,000 for a 49.4-pound snake.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, that's not bad cash, though. I mean, $4,000 for one snake. If you had $4,000, let's say that this snake, it's easy hunting for you. You just walk right out, and there is a 12-foot, 7.3-inch python that weighs 62 pounds, and I will give you $4,000 if you can wrangle that snake and put it in a large burlap bag. Would you take the $4,000 to attempt it?
With my skill level, no. I would have to do a lot of snake practicing.
With my skill level, yes.
Okay. It's right now. Imagine the snake is in our hallway and somebody's like, $4,000 if you can get that snake and put it in this bag.
I'd be so bummed out during that.
Snakes in a hall.
That would be rough. I think you have to try to distract him with the snack.
Distract him.
Snacked him?
The snack? Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say? You put them all together?
Try to just throw some whatever snakes like to eat.
I actually think
Key lime deer.
Yeah.
$4,000. I really think I might attempt it.
It's a lot of money for
because
one.
I feel like I know how to do it. Now, I'm terrified of snakes, but I feel like I kind of know how to do it. And they don't scare me kind of like a cobra that gets right up. They seem like they're quicker. These pythons seem slower, and I think you got to get behind it, and then you got to push its head down, right? And then after you have the back of its head, you have total control of the python. Isn't that how you do it?
Famous last words.
That's how you do it, right?
Look, I got this.
I guess my question is, how quick do you think I would be dead? Under a minute?
Well, the only thing is the python, I think they will bite you, but the problem is they wrap you up. So they probably just, I don't know, they bite you, it bit me. And then that's when you're distracted, then they wrap you up.
But they take you out that way, right?
I think it's squeeze it. It's a little bit. It's sometimes slow. I mean, you ever seen that video where the kids rescued a dog from that python?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Check that out.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. And the kids are, so the python so I think it's a slower suffocation kind of thing.
That's rough.
That
man.
is really rough.
I mean, the whole time you're trying to talk to the snake. Come on, man, let me go. Come on.
Kids.
That's what I would do.
Trying to humanize yourself.
Trying to talk some sense into the snake.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. That's one competition down. The big one coming up on Sunday.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, coming up, in a second, I'll tell you about the upcoming Punk'd reboot. Is Ashton Kutcher coming back? Before we get into that, everybody is still talking about the Kobe Bryant helicopter crash. Sad news. I'm sure everybody's heard by now, but Kobe Bryant, the NBA legend, and his daughter died in a crash in Calabasas when their helicopter went down in flames. It killed everybody aboard. There was a basketball coach. I guess he and his daughter were coming from or going to a basketball game. There was a lot of fog in the area, and some people believe maybe that weather was a reason for the crash, but so far it's just speculation at this point.
Yeah, did you see the photo of the fog that they were going through yesterday? Did you happen to check that out?
I did see some of the pictures from the crash site, and it looked really foggy.
Yeah, that's, if you're watching KVJ TV, that's right after the crash had happened. And like I had said earlier on the show, I know that in California they have fog days. It's so treacherous that they will delay school by several hours because the fog is so thick that it is a driving issue. So I imagine, obviously, if you're flying through those hills that would also be a major issue.
And you said, too, that a lot of planes were grounded yesterday at 9 a.m.
Yeah, I heard that on the news on ABC this morning. They were talking about how other people were choosing not to fly because of the conditions and the visibility of it being so low.
Law enforcement is saying that the pilot ran into trouble almost immediately after takeoff. So it seems like it was almost immediately that they were in trouble.
Would that lend itself then to it being mechanical then if he ran into problems?
Great question. Yeah. I mean, that was one of the questions we had. What happened? Was it weather? Was it mechanical? I mean, those are two very, very different problems. People that were witness to the crash say that it was falling and sputtering and was very low to the ground and then disappeared into a big fog patch, and then there was a big fireball. So I guess there's going to be a lot of investigations that continue, and the NTSB takes 2 years before they give their official findings on what happened. In other news, it looks like they are going to be bringing back Punk'd. Chance the Rapper is going to be hosting the Punk'd reboot, and it looks like Ashton Kutcher will not have anything to do with it. There's teaser clips out there. I guess they've filmed several episodes where they punk celebrities, and they don't tell them that they're being filmed and tricked. And so that show, I guess, is going to be rebooting very soon.
You could use a good punking these days.
Oh, I'm ripe for... You could get me today.
Stay sharp, Sinicky.
You could totally get
Don't know
me
what's
today.
coming at you.
The Grammys were huge over the weekend. Billie Eilish took home Record of the Year, Album of the Year, and Best Pop Vocal. I believe we have a little clip of some Grammy stuff. Billie Eilish and Lizzo were the big-time winners of the night. Very big night.
In fact, she, by sweeping those major awards, she did something that really has only been done one other time. She's just the second artist in Grammy history to sweep the 4 major Grammy categories.
Can I try to guess the first one?
Yeah.
Only talking about Christopher Cross.
Christopher Cross. You are correct.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
Sleepy hits of the 70s. He knows them.
Early 80s as well.
Yeah, 1981 is when he did that. So she did something that has not been done since then. So congratulations to her. That's a big night.
And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day. Brought to you by the Brew Bowl. It is coming up this Saturday. And Kevin's going to be out there. It's going to be at the Fit Team ballpark of the Palm Beaches. And it's beer sampling, but it's also got spirits and wine and all kinds of fun. So tickets start at just $50. Grab yours now at WRMF.com.
Got to say happy birthday to Tori, turning 9 from Mommy. Mommy says she loves you. Also, happy 11th birthday to my little man Christian from Mom, Dad, Emily, Bry, and Bo the dog. Got a photo of him. Looks like he's in Orlando checking out the Star Wars features that they have up there.
That looks really cool.
That does. That photo on KVJ TV.
I would love to have that ship over my bed.
Yeah.
How that looks so cool. You could put that in a house right there. That would look, that looks awesome.
Yes. That would be nice, huh? I could see that. It'd be a fun room, huh?
I wonder what a girl would think. She walks in. Oh, you have a Star Wars spaceship.
Also, happy 41st birthday to my amazing husband, Scott. He is the best dad to our son, Braden, and our fur baby, Rexy the cat. That's from Kristen. Also, we got a birthday shout out to Caden, who just turned 8 yesterday, from Mommy, Daddy, Big Sisters Maya and Layla, and Big Brother Michael, Roxy, and Rizzo, and Simba and Joy. Also, we got a happy belated birthday to Morgan, a Port St. Lucie, and a 12th birthday to Caleb. Enjoy your half day of school from Dad, Mom, Aiden, and Ethan. So, got a birthday you want to get on the KVJ show, you can let us know. Mail at kvjshow.com, MAIL at kvjshow.com, and we will give you the hookup here right after 7 o'clock on the KVJ show. Well, we often do that fun little game here on the KVJ show where we test our own self-perception and how we size ourselves up against other members of the KVJ show, and that's just something that we all do. We have self-perception, and you rate yourself or compare yourself to pretty much everybody on planet Earth. It's just what we do as human beings. But it's starting to look like a lot of us don't have very good self-perception. And they kind of put it to the test when they were doing surveys on, things like how well you drive and are you a top performer at your company, at least by your own self-perception. So the numbers just really don't match up. Like they said, are you better than the average driver? If you said yes, consider that 64% of drivers say that they are better than average and that they were twice as skilled at driving than their friends. Well, that's not statistically possible. If 64% are saying they're better than the average driver, that can only work out if it's 50 or less. That's just not going to work out that way. So there is at least 14% of those people, if not 15, that are completely wrong, that are not good drivers that think that they are. And my wife and I always have this battle where she's always saying, you're such a terrible driver. I'm like, I'm not a terrible driver. I'm actually a really good driver.
You're one of the better drivers I've ever been involved with.
That's what I always swear
You
to
really
that.
are.
And meanwhile, she's running over curbs and this and that and just not even paying attention.
My only knock on you is that you're too good, maybe. You're too you follow all the rules.
You're cautious.
Yes.
And you're maybe a little bit slower than she wants to get there.
Exactly.
She
Weirdly-
wants to get there quick.
Weirdly enough, 2 nights ago, she's getting over me saying how fast I drive because we both were driving separate vehicles, and she's like, because your dad drives too fast. I'm like, so well, what is it?
You speed demon.
So what is it exactly that is knocking off points from my driving ability and your perception? But her perception is I am a terrible driver, and it drives me bonkers because I'm like, I am a great driver.
I mean, you've known Kevin for 21 years. Do you think he's a good driver?
He's a great driver, but Kevin sometimes kind of zones out and doesn't notice stuff.
When you're talking to him, like in a conversation?
But I think that's conversation here. I don't think it's when I'm driving.
No, it's not.
I think when I'm driving, I'm very aware of what's going on.
No, you're a great driver.
Because I focus on driving.
Virginia is better than me, but we are terrible drivers.
Terrible.
We really are.
Yeah.
The worst.
You are better than me, though. I am the worst driver on this show. It's not even close.
I would agree with that.
Not even close. I've never met a curb that I don't love to hit.
You're scattered.
All
That's
right.
the trouble.
We don't have to keep piling on.
But it's good that you got that great self-perception.
I'm terrible.
Yeah, what we're seeing here is that a lot of people don't. Now, they also ask people, are you one of the top 10% of performers at your company? They ask that. If you said yes, consider that at a Business Week study, they revealed that 84% of those surveyed said they were in the top 10%. Wait, 84% said they were in the top 10%? So that means 74% of those people are wrong.
That's funny.
But a lot of people believe I am a great employee and I am invaluable to this company. I'm one of the best that we have.
That's how you get fired. You can't fire me. You're fired.
Well, I think that's for a lot of people that are completely blindsided by a firing. They're like,
what?
Why would you get rid of one of the top 10 performers in the company and not realizing that clearly you can't be one of the top 10 performers if 84% of the people that you work with think that they are too?
Every time I get a text from Kevin, I'm always wondering, oh boy, do I open it? Is this another one of those texts? Yeah, we got fired again.
Do you know who your friends are? Because you may say, oh yeah, they're a friend of mine. Are they really a friend of yours? Because if we went and asked them, would they be like, oh yeah, I'm friends with Virginia? Or would they be like, no, I wouldn't say we're friends. 94% said yes. That, oh yeah, they're my friend. But then they went and they asked the person who they said they were friends with. The study showed that only 50% of their friends said that they felt the same way.
Oh, that's painful.
Heartbreaking.
Isn't that heartbreaking? So 94% of the people you say you're friends with, only 50% would agree that you are friends back.
Dang.
Oh, man. That'd be rough. Finding out that Sweet Denny's, he's talking to Suits. Yeah, Jbird's really not my friend. I'm only here because, we work together.
He's my coworker.
Yeah. Oh. Reeling.
Tough.
That'd be tough.
That is tough.
That would be tough. I mean, you should know who your really close friends are. You shouldn't be blindsided on that one. Are they talking more of the people that are fringe? That you guys friends? Yeah, we're friends.
Yeah, I would think that would be it because I would say that there are a category of people that I know in life. And I wonder, okay, are we what makes an acquaintance over a friend? When does that change? Because there is a difference, right, between an acquaintance and a friend?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
If you answer a text from somebody and you go and hang out with them, that would be a friend, right?
Depends. Yeah, I mean, if you're hanging out, you're friends.
If someone comes over and has a drink with you, or you hang out at least more than 2 times, I think you guys are considered friends now.
So it has to be, yeah, because I often wondered that, because there are some people where I have those kind of situations in my life. I'm like, would they be considered a friend or just an acquaintance?
Because I've had somebody come over before and maybe had a moment and then they left and never saw them again. Or you may see them out at the job or whatever. They're not a friend, but you come over 3 or 4 times, we're friends at that point.
I would think so.
Right.
But then that's what's tough is when they do a survey and they ask you, are you friends? Yeah, of course we're friends. They go and ask me, go, nah, I wouldn't call us friends.
We're acquaintances.
I mean,
how hurtful would that be?
Oh, it would just, depending from who it comes from, it could be real hurtful.
Absolutely. So imagine if they went to Denny's.
It would be terrible.
Oh, my gosh. All right, well, we do have a couple more rounds of this left. Better or worse, more or less. This is the game of self-perception here on the KVJ show.
I haven't slept. Whenever you ask me, I'm just going to say the other person's way better than me.
The good news for you, you're not in this round.
Yes.
Uh-huh. You're not in this round. In fact, all you have to do is come up with the questions.
Oh, okay.
Of self-perception. I'll give you a chance to do that. There are some that I can feed you, though. Virginia has not yet sized herself up against me.
Oh. Let me think of what I can write up here to stir the pot.
Yes. So how does Virginia view herself against me in the game of self-perception? Okay, it's all about self-perception. We were talking just a second ago about how people think they're good drivers. They're not. They think that they have friends that they don't. And they think that they're the top performers in their company, and they're not. So that's the tough thing about it. We all want to have really good self-perception. You hope like, okay, I understand I'm good at this. I'm not good at that. I look like this. I don't look like that.
Being self-aware is a skill.
It is a skill. And unfortunately, I think we find out too often that we really think one way and it's not the case. Like, for instance, I really kind of think that I have some athletic skill. And my family reminds me constantly that I do not. And so we're always at debate. So I'm like, well, I think I'm better than your average athlete. They would be laughing right now in my face if I even said that. So I don't think I have good self-perception on that. I might be way off on that. So we are doing this better or worse, more or less, where we get to size ourselves up against other members of the KVJ show. And it's not a wrong answer. This is just how you feel. But it is kind of interesting because we will size ourselves up. I'm totally better looking than they are, or I'm definitely smarter than they are, or whatever it might be.
I'm writing so many questions to kind of pit you two together against each other.
Yes.
Honestly, it's going to cause the most tears.
Jbird's going to love this because, he gets to fire off some of the questions because Virginia is sizing herself up against me. I've already gone the other way where I had to size myself up against Virginia. So now she gets to return the favor here.
Okay, tell me, who is a better parent overall?
Better parent overall.
That's a good question.
And think about the whole picture, baby.
We both have flaws.
As we all do.
Yeah. Yes.
I think I am a better parent overall just because I'm more in it. And I think moms just by nature are. We carry the children in our belly and we're more in it. I'm more with my kids every day. Where you have a wife, you have Kim. I want Kim. I want a wife.
Yeah, she does a lot of things. She makes up for a lot of my deficiencies. She's a great mom.
I need a wife so bad.
How close is it? Are you nipping on his heels? Is he nipping at your heels?
Yeah.
Or are you that much better of a parent than him?
No, I think we're close.
Okay. All right.
It's a good one, though.
It's a good one.
That's a great question.
It's a thinker.
Okay, you got 5 total. You got 4 more shots at trying to get us to fight, Jbird.
Who is a more reliable friend? Better, worse? Are you better as a friend, reliability than Kevin? When it all goes down, who's going to be more of a reliable person you can depend on? The Rock. Somebody that you can trust. Reliable.
Me. Definitely me.
Definitely you?
Definitely me.
Well, explain.
I just think that I get in there and I have more of a friend intuition. If I like you, like you and you're my friend, I will help you. I will protect you. I have an intuition that I don't think Kevin has. I have a friendship intuition.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
No.
If I like you.
No argument for me.
Yeah, if she does not like you, my gosh, pack a lunch. It's going to be awful long.
No, you're
and
right. Yeah.
real cold.
It's either in or out.
It is.
Yeah.
It is one or the other.
I don't know if you've ever been on Virginia's bad side. Man, she can make the hottest summer oh so cold.
Okay.
I need to work on that.
Question 3 here.
If we have a major issue behind the scenes where we have to talk to management, who is better, who is worse at actually sitting down and talking to management?
Kevin. Because I think he removes all emotion.
Yes.
I don't think that he gets. He doesn't take things personal like
Right.
I do. Everything is personal with me. With him, he is all business. He can remove the emotion from the situation and really look at it from a smarter perspective.
Yes. I do agree with that too. Great questions, OJ Bird.
We get fired, okay?
Again.
All of us, we're all off. Who has a better shot of becoming successful outside of the KVJ show? Everyone's back to square one here. Who is better at finding a way to make it work the quickest and just overall success?
I think me. Because
Wow, someone really likes themselves.
I think because I already have pokers in the fire. I already have
What you
other
got? What deals you got?
business ventures.
She's already got her escape plan.
Gosh, man, mine is I'm just going to the woods.
Second annual Crawfish Festival. It's coming up April 11th.
So okay, you'd be a gumbo person.
I would do restaurants. I would do other businesses. I would really be out there hustling.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I got is I got a bridge planned out that I'm going to like sleep under. That's about it.
Brother, I'll be there.
It's radio or nothing, man.
I'll be right there with you.
Yeah. Me and Bird.
We will go down together. We'll be like the two old guys from Trading Places.
It will. Yeah, we will be.
Coming to America.
Yes. People walk by and be like, didn't those guys used to be on the radio?
Oh, I loved them back in the day.
Virginia wouldn't even throw us change.
That's not true. I would take you with me.
Okay.
Everywhere I go, you two are going.
Okay.
Overall, on the air,
This is the last one, by the way. Last question.
Who is more or less valuable on the KVJ show? If Kevin goes,
Ooh, okay.
Is it better or is it worse? If you go, is it better or worse? I mean, what would be the worst decision for the KVJ show? Would it be better off or worse?
I think I'm confused about the question.
So am I. I asked too many questions within.
I think he's more valuable.
That's what the question really
Yeah,
is.
I think the show would suffer more if he wasn't here than if I wasn't here.
Okay.
I think I'm more replaceable.
Yeah, that's what me and Kevin were talking about on Saturday.
Hammered.
I was, yes. That's all I got.
That's good. That was just all around, Jbird. That really was. There's some good probing questions.
No tears. All rats.
Now we just hate each other.
Coming up here in a couple minutes, did you hear about the hug that Jbird gave Rocco on Saturday, Virginia?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Awkward.
All right. We got to tell you this story coming up. Also, your call 'em outs on the way, too. Who do you have to call out from over the weekend?
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Jbird, you know, when he has a couple cocktails, he's a lover. And your son Rocco was running around with us on Saturday after the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure, Virginia.
Well,
And
he was so sweet. He was hugging me all
Oh
day.
yeah. Oh yeah, he really was. Some really cute photos that we have posted up on our social media. We're having a really good time, and it was a fantastic day. Beautiful weather, and if you've never done the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure, my favorite part is when they get the survivors up on stage, and we did the survivors walk, and we were able to lead them to that. That's a new thing for us, and that was a highlight for me that I didn't even know was going to be possible.
It was so emotional. I started crying because I didn't even realize that Rocco's teacher is a breast cancer survivor, and she was there and she was walking, and Rocco loves his teacher. So he was like hugging on her and just so, it was very emotional.
He was in a super loving mood on Saturday. He does this thing where he likes to run towards me and sprint, and then would do the Superman where I put him in the air and then give you a big old hug. So he was like that all day on Saturday.
He was all about his Uncle Jbird.
Oh, yes, he was. So Jbird at one point, of course, giving and reciprocating the love, is hugging Rocco, and then looks down and realizes he's hugging someone that is not actually Rocco.
We were at Bradley's. And there were kids running around, and this kid looked just like Rocco. So I'm heading over to look and see what the buffet looks like. And I kind of grab him behind, like, hey, what's up, Rocco? What's up? And I look back. He goes, I go, oh, you're not Rocco. He goes, no, I'm Logan.
So imagine if you're a parent, you look over and you see this strange
Some
middle-aged
guy.
man in a knit cap that is now bear hugging your child from behind.
That sounded terrible. Thank God the person who, they were a listener of our program. They were cool.
Thank God.
Thank God. Could you imagine that being somebody's
Oh,
that
it could
didn't
have
listen
gotten
to the show?
Oh, it could have gotten really
A
ugly
dad
real
could have come
fast.
over and punched you.
Easily. I swear, I thought it was Rocco. Like, what's up, Rocco? You're not Rocco.
Who the hell's Rocco?
I'm Logan.
It was fun.
Good time.
I've done that before, too, where I thought I was getting in my friend's car. They dropped me off at the ATM. Like, all right, I'll be right back. And I open the door and go, oh, you're not my friend. Why are you trying to get in my car?
It's very startling. I guess I missed the ping pong tournament with you and Virginia.
Yes, so we both discovered that we have a love for the ping pong.
Oh, you do?
She is pretty darn good, and I pride myself on being decent. She was kind of whomping my butt.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, when I was at LSU, I didn't study. That's all I did. I played pool and I played ping pong.
She's got a backhand, and that is really kind of, to me, if you're able to backhand back and forth and rally,
Yeah.
you can compete. You're decent, right?
Yeah.
So how big of a bloodbath was it?
There was too much. I was too busy hugging the wrong kid.
And we were drinking.
Okay, yeah.
So if we were both sober, I think we're probably pretty evenly matched.
She's actually probably better than me. Although I don't know. I want to put something on the line. I want to take down the witch, ping pong style. I want to make it. We invite people. We have a whole match. You tell me what you want to put on the line, 'cause I'm coming for the witch.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Are you one of those people that gets better or worse when you've been drinking?
It
In
depends
sports?
on what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, so I discovered in college, same thing. I was pretty good at pool until I would have a beer and I would fall apart. I
Me
can't.
too.
Whether it be, if we go to Drive Shack and play golf, I'm terrible. I can't do any of those things if I've had any kind of beer at all.
Yeah, I was drinking, and there was one point where I did swing and miss. So I'm going to go ahead and chalk it up to the alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to do this tournament sober.
Oh, yeah,
If
for
both
sure.
of us are sober, I think it could be a good fight.
Definitely. I was a lover of ping pong. Loved ping pong growing up.
Sounds like a fun little tournament.
Think about what you want to put on the line. I want something big. Mullet? I beat you. You have to get a mullet.
Dang, that's big.
I just
So big.
think about it.
Okay, we got some column outs that people have been sending in here. 877-979-WRMF. In fact, Virginia's getting called out first here today.
Get her.
What'd I do?
Calling out Virginia, she gave so much street cred to the Wisconsin cheese curds at the South Florida Fair that I ate a whole order by myself, forgetting that I'm lactose intolerant.
Well, that's a rough weekend.
The sampler is the way to go. You get each of the different cheeses. There's like 3 or 4 of them. And the Wisconsin hot cheese will change your life. Get the ranch sauce. It's the best.
I would do anything for those right this second. Oh,
They're like nuggets, but they have this like breading on the outside that's just golden, crispy, brown, and perfect.
I know you're a little hungover today. Do you want to do breakfast on the bird and we can go big? We can get real nasty.
Can't. I'm on quick weight loss.
Ah,
Can't break her in, huh?
I
so
can't.
annoying.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Some of the other column outs that we got. Let me see here. We've got, I want to call it Jbird today for 2 things. First, for taking on the role of Smugs Bunny and playing his role up as a science professor and snickering when listening to the responses.
What?
And second, for following it up with his Shark Tank idea. 0 for 2, Bird.
I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about is today? Do we do that today? You calling me out for my bad radio last week, or are you calling me out for today?
I think he's calling you up for today.
Got ya.
Okay.
I don't know. I've kind of had a strong day so far.
Somebody said, I want to call out the shoppers who ignore the Girl Scouts selling cookies. Just say no thank you. You don't ignore them or pretend to be on the phone. We saw your home screen light up.
That is so fun. Yeah, they will throw some cookie guilt at you if you don't stop, though.
Okay, so you think it's better to just keep on plowing by?
Well, your screen can't shut off. You got to be better at your maneuver.
Somebody said, I want to call out all the joggers and walkers that use the bike lane in the city of Weston. There is an 8-foot wide sidewalk along every road in Weston. Use it. Okay.
What's the matter?
No, sorry. We have cookies here.
He just realized we have Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, he got all excited. Got very excited. Somebody said, I'd like to call out my boss, who after putting in my 2 weeks notice is still giving me work and calling me on Saturday and Sunday to work over the weekend. Last week, about to quit, dude. Peace out. See ya. Somebody else said I gave a 2-week notice and they told me not to come back.
Oh.
And then Darlisa said, I like to call out a restaurant I got hired to work at. That was so bad I quit after the first shift. It was a hot freaking mess.
Wow. I wonder where it was.
Me too.
Okay.
Let us know. Email us back.
Okay. Lizzo picking up a couple Grammy Awards last night, also doing a live performance we'll get to coming up here in your Dirt of the Day. Get you caught up on that. A couple of positive call-em-outs that people have got here today. Somebody's saying a little positive call-out here for the Witch and Bitch podcast. Austin loved that on Saturday.
I was just reading some comments about that. A lot of good feedback on that thing.
Yeah.
It got really weird and definitely got a little adult.
Got a little, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that one's 25 and older.
Okay.
It is on our YouTube page, though.
Okay.
But yes, it's not for the faintest of heart.
Yes, it was after a couple of cocktails and a few shots. You went over to your place before you guys went to Bigfoot's birthday party. And
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we had Panda there, too. So it was
Yeah.
Panda, Virginia. They were talking about there's some stuff in their marriage. It was good. It was
Really?
It was good.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
It's definitely one to listen to.
Do we need to pull some audio for that for the after the show today?
Yeah, I just don't. Yeah, after the show you could. I was thinking
Yeah.
about send you some to repurpose for these airwaves. I don't know. I think RMF would yell at us.
Okay. Maybe we do it on the after the show podcast today.
There
Some
we
of the
go.
highlights, if you haven't caught it yet. So, yeah, Austin said, couldn't stop laughing the whole time. My cheeks started hurting. That's how funny it was. Keep it going. Enjoy doing that. Also got a call out here from Jennifer. She said, I was the Lyft driver on Saturday morning for Jbird, Denny's, and Suits. When I realized it was them, it made my heart sink.
Aww.
I love your show and everyone in it, but Jason is by far my favorite, and I want to give them a good call out because they made my entire year. I really enjoyed our conversation. Thank you so much.
She was maybe the sweetest person I've ever met in my life.
That's awesome.
She was so nice, and I am so nervous. I got to go back and see what I did for a tip because I meant to give her a really good tip, but old hamburger hands over here. I don't know.
I said he gave her a 1-star review.
Oh my gosh! I don't. That didn't go down like that.
Okay, all right.
Oh my god, I would feel terrible. If you are listening, you were amazing. I love you.
Okay.
Aw.
Also got a positive call out of my husband for finishing his first marathon in Fort Lauderdale yesterday.
Nice. Good for you.
Very cool. I know they had a lot of those going on. Positive call out, too, to Vanilla Ice for letting my kids get a pic with him during brunch. His group was so nice, and my 5-year-old wanted to listen to Ice Ice Baby on repeat all the way to school this morning.
Oh, that's cool.
It's adorable.
Rob had a busy weekend. Friday, he was hosting a little party at Honey and Del Rey, and then yesterday, he was doing the Cars and Coffee at the Palm Beach outlets. We were trying to get to I-95, and I'm going, what the heck is going on? You couldn't even get on Palm Beach Lakes. It was so crowded, people trying to get there.
Wow.
He refurbished the old 5.0 from the Ice Ice Baby video and had it out there. So a lot of people came out to see that.
Fun event.
Yeah, it was
that's
cool.
just nostalgia fun.
Yeah, so Vanilla is probably sleeping in today. He's got to be tired. And also, I want to say what up. I was able to take some pictures of some people at the South Florida Fair, and they sent one in. My 1-year-old Dean has been a KVJ Nationer since the womb, so it's kind of cool to see
Baby
everybody out this
Dean.
weekend. Yeah, so
Aw.
very nice to see everybody. Thank you so much.
This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away. Cause you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, today it's going to be a lot of stuff about Kobe Bryant. You know, a lot of people are taking to social media and posting videos, and man, there's one of him and his daughter that is so hard to watch. I almost started crying just now.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Oh.
It just really, she has kind of been in the spotlight a little bit over the last couple of weeks if you do watch sports a good bit. Because Kobe was coaching her basketball team, and there was like some footage she had her at a basketball game, and he was really working with her. And he had recently done an interview with Jimmy Kimmel, and he was talking about how so many people come up to him and said, hey, you need to have a boy to carry on your legacy. And he said his 13-year-old daughter, she kind of heard that and she stepped up. She's like, don't worry, I got this.
Aww.
And that really was her thing, was to be, his legacy in the WNBA.
It sounds like they were going to a basketball game. And so it was Kobe and then, of course, his young daughter, 13, and then also a basketball coach and another coach for baseball and then their children. So it sounds like it was just a bunch of parents and kids going to this basketball game together. And it's just heartbreaking. There's pictures on Twitter of young kids kneeling on the basketball court in his sports academy there in California, paying tribute. And you just wonder, what's going to happen now to the sports academy? And there's just so many layers of sadness here.
There were tributes throughout everything yesterday. They even had it at the Pro Bowl was going on. NBA basketball games, they were taking penalties, of 8 seconds or 24 seconds. Even teams that he didn't even play for are going to be retiring his number.
Wow.
So that's, just the kind of effect that he had, on people. And I think people were trying to sort out exactly, what had happened with Kobe Bryant. And you were talking earlier about, was it the fog that was going on? What were the flying conditions like?
So fog was an issue, and I believe they were circling and they were having issues with where they were because of the fog. But then other people reported that it was seen sputtering and falling out of the sky before it went to the foggy area. So, who knows?
Here's some of the audio from the air traffic control tower with Kobe Bryant's helicopter before it crashed.
So X-ray, yeah, you're on a 1200 code. Are you requesting flight following? 2 Echo X-ray, stay in tension. 2 Echo X-ray, you're still too low level for flight following at this time. 2 Echo X-ray, SoCal.
Yeah, they were wanting them to be flying at 2,000 feet, and they were at 1,200 at the time. And because of the weather being so overcast and that fog that I was telling you about earlier, that is a different kind of fog. It's not like what we see here in South Florida. It's a different level of there's zero visibility.
That's scary because helicopters, it's all about visibility.
And if you know that terrain around that area, just a little bit north of Los Angeles, it is a lot of hills. And you could see even in the footage, the one photo that I showed earlier on Kvj TV, you could see there wasn't a lot of visibility. It was a treacherous place to be flying. And so they flew into the mountain apparently at 1,700 feet at 161 knots is what the final tally is on that. But you can see just tough if you're looking at Kvj TV. There's what it looked like.
Wow.
With really no visibility and hills all around. It was a tough place to be trying to maneuver a helicopter.
Just a sad story, and
Yeah,
there's beautiful tributes though to his life and to his legacy. His wife was not on the helicopter, and he does have several other surviving children that were with her. In other news, over the weekend, the Grammys was massive. Clive Davis did his annual Grammy Gala party, and everybody was there. John Legend performed, Beck performed, Faith Evans, Cyndi Lauper, Santana.
If y'all ever get a chance to see that documentary on Netflix, it is really remarkable. He is responsible for Santana's resurgence back in the day. He signed him when he was already older and not on the charts, hadn't had a hit in forever. He's like, we're gonna redo this thing.
And he brought him back.
He did with the whole Smooth thing.
That's cool. Other guests that were there, everybody was at Clive Davis's party. Jay-Z, Beyonce, Jamie Foxx, Cardi B, John Legend, Janet Jackson.
They talk about that party, how new artists go there to kind of, break out. If you're playing there and you're a new artist, it's a big
deal.
Yeah.
And it's a career maker. Yeah, so lots of fun there. The big winner of the night, though, Billie Eilish won huge at the Grammys. I think we have a little clippage of all the different categories that she won.
Yeah, she won.
Was it 3 or 4?
I think it was 4, right? She got Record of the Year, Album of the Year, Best Pop Vocal. Her brother.
5 Grammys total.
5.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah.
Her brother even won Producer of the Year because he worked with her.
Is that too much winning for you? Would that freak you out that you won that much and you dominated at that young of an age? Would that freak you out?
You'd have to ask her. I would think I'd be okay with it.
I think you're okay with it, but I think it also can be weird, too.
Yeah.
Lizzo also had a big night, so good for her. Lizzo picked up the first televised award of the night, Best Pop Solo Performance for Truth Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day. Brought to you by the Brew Bowl. Kevin's going to be out there this Saturday at the Fit Team Ballpark of the Palm Beaches. It's a whole day of beer sampling and fun. So if you love sports and you love beer, you got to go to Brew Bowl. Get your tickets at WRMF.com.
It's time for viral audio.
So hide your kids, hide your wife.
Double rainbow all the way across the sky.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Well, as you talked about last night, the Grammy Awards started with a tribute to Kobe Bryant, Boyz II Men, Alicia Keys out there opening up the show.
But to be honest with you, we're all feeling crazy sadness right now. Because earlier today, Los Angeles, America, and the whole wide world lost a hero. And we're literally standing here heartbroken in the house that Kobe Bryant built. Right now, Kobe and his daughter Gianna and all of those that have been tragically lost today are in our spirit, they're in our hearts, they're in our prayers, they're in this building. And I would like to ask everybody to take a moment and just hold them inside of you and share our strength and our support with their families.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kobe Bryant, to me, what is sad about this and the others who lost their lives is it seemed like Kobe Bryant, as much as he did with basketball, his second act seemed like it was going to be very impressive with what he was doing and just learning a little bit about the man and the attitude that he carried with him in life. That's one of the things that I really looked up to with Kobe Bryant. In fact, he has a quote that a lot of sports teams use that he said, I can't relate to lazy people. We don't speak the same language. I don't understand you. I don't want to understand you, is kind of it. And he worked like crazy, and they talked about his work ethic and exactly what he would do with everything he did. He actually taught himself how to play the piano. A couple years ago, he wanted to learn how to play something for his wife, Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata, and he thought it was cheating to basically do lessons, so he sat down at the piano and taught himself by ear how to play that.
Wow.
Yeah, but that was what he carried into everything that he did, just that level of excellence that is amazing. You look at somebody like Magic Johnson, who also had played with the Lakers, and what he's done in his second act as a businessman, all that really has probably even overshadowed some of the stuff that he did on the court. And so I think Kobe Bryant really had that potential in him, and that's why, with everything out there, it is sad, and that's why so many Americans today are looking at Kobe Bryant today and giving him respect.
I don't even know how you capture this moment.
Breaking news on this Sunday afternoon. Five-time NBA champion, former league MVP.
Well, he might be only 18 years and 5 months old, but this guy can do everything that the veterans can do and do it better, perhaps.
One of the most popular athletes of our time, he's gone at 41 years of age.
Five-time NBA champion for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Kobe,
To me, I just love what I do, so I want to do it as much as possible.
Bryant for the lead.
This is the game that I've been dreaming about. I actually dreamed about hitting the game-winning shot.
The greatest who's ever wore the purple and gold. There will never, ever be another Kobe Bryant.
Have a good time. Enjoy life. Life is too short to get bogged down and be discouraged, or you have to keep moving. You have to keep going. Put one foot in front of the other, smile, and just keep on rolling.
Yep. Do you believe that your name says a lot about the person? They've looked into some tendencies, and they've discovered that sometimes there is a correlation to what the name is and who you wind up becoming in life.
Oh, yeah, Krista. If you're listening, we're talking about you.
Okay.
Who's Krista?
Never mind.
Did she break that heart?
Yeah, she didn't break the heart, but she did break the bird.
Okay. Breaking the bird, huh?
Krista.
Jillian's got concerned because her sister has a baby name picked out that she's got maybe an issue with. Now, tell us what's going on with this name, Jillian.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, my sister has always been, like, edgier than me, but she married this guy who is, like, he's crazy. He's, like, crazier than she ever was. She's expecting her first baby, and it's a girl, and we're all really excited. But she told me her husband wants to name the baby Adrenaline.
Adrenaline?
Okay, wait. Okay.
Like adrenaline.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
like, I thought it was intense, but I was like, okay.
That's terrible.
That is intense. A girl named Adrenaline?
I hate it. I hate everything about it.
I don't know if I hate it.
Well, he's probably thinking it's clever because it's got Lynn in it, which is more of a traditional girl's name, but it's Adrenaline.
Because you could go as Lynn if you want to. People take their middle name all the time.
Or Drenna.
I kind of like it.
But Adrenaline, she's a lot to handle. Intense.
I'm in. I like Goofy, though.
Okay.
No, you're giving your kid a name that's going to be difficult for the rest of their lives. They're going to be either not able to pronounce it or they're going to be laughing at your kid. Is that what you want?
Okay. All right. Well, I think Jillian's kind of on your side here. So you've got this name, but I guess there's a little bit of a meaning behind it. What did you find out about the name, Jillian?
Okay. It's not only that the name is intense and weird. I mentioned it to my coworker, and y'all, he was like, Adrenaline, is like a famous porn star.
All right, and then we got to probably back off of this. You wouldn't name your kid. You wouldn't name your kid Ron Jeremy, would you?
Come on.
And you know what she's famous for?
No. What?
For having a tattoo on her chocolate starfish.
Oh my gosh.
Googling.
Oh, you can tattoo that thing?
I Googled.
Googling?
Yes, you can tattoo it, apparently.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, you can.
Wow.
That poor tattoo
and,
artist.
Name your baby?
Oh,
really messed up.
Wow. Okay.
I'm looking up Adrenaline right now. And
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Okay.
Is it legit? Adrenaline, did it come up?
I'm
talking about the website.
This is Denny's computer. Oops.
You're searching for all kinds of gross stuff.
I'm so sorry, Denny.
Wow. Okay. So
Naughty Office 11.
What? Okay. I'm sorry. So what were you saying, Jillian?
I was saying, once you start Googling her, all of her, classics come up.
Okay.
And they're pretty gross. And it's just it's Naughty Office 11, Deeper 9, Big Tatas and Round Asses. That's gonna...
She was in Naughty Office 11? Okay.
Well, there were so many unanswered questions from the first 10.
Yeah.
They had to make it 11.
Naughty Office 11, Deeper 9.
She had a few years, though. She was really busy. I think one year she did 700 movies.
Whoa. That's 700 movies in 365 days?
There is from what I hear, there is some days where you will do quite a bit of movies in a day.
Okay, really?
Oh, yeah.
So, Jillian, you say your sister's a little edgier than you, and apparently her husband's even edgier than she is. What is the rest of your family like, and what if they found out about Adrenaline in the name?
I honestly am concerned for my parents' health. I think it would literally kill my mom.
Aww.
And I just think that it's like my sister's being really insensitive going along with this, and it's her child's name. Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm planning an intervention, but I don't know how to do it.
So, a couple fun facts real quick. Adrenaline's from Allen, Texas, and she is a Southern Methodist University graduate.
I'm sure the university is so proud.
Oh, really? She went to a Christian college.
Can you stop saying that you went here?
That sounds like a whole thing to get people more turned on. Oh, she's such a good girl. Good girls gone bad.
Good girls don't tattoo their butt.
Is that a fact?
Well,
that's a
yes. Fact? Good girls don't put ink on their starfish.
That's different than the cheek. The cheek and the starfish are different.
Absolutely.
So do you say that same statement about the cheek?
No.
Okay.
Virginia, how would you handle this if you found out that your sister was deciding, and it really wasn't her idea, it's really her husband's, And here she is. She's going to name her baby girl after a porn star that has been in Naughty Office 11 and Deeper 9 and also has her chocolate starfish tattooed. Do you try to talk her out of it, or do you just stay out of it?
I absolutely try to talk her out of it.
What if your sister wanted to get a tattoo on her chocolate starfish?
She's a grown-ass woman.
Right.
I would say do it, but I'm shocked.
Because that's hers, but this is an innocent child that is going to be carrying the name Adrenaline, which on top of being a porn star name is just an intense name for a girl anyway.
You don't talk your sister out of the chocolate starfish tattoo?
I mean, look, I have to make sure she's sober when she does it and makes the decision, but she's a grown woman.
Do we know what the tattoo is of? Do we know what Adrenaline's tattoo
search
is?
and find out what her
it says
tattoo
or what it
is?
is? Is it like a flower?
Is it a donut?
I'm a searching.
Is it a dartboard? What is it?
Is it a manhole?
Hold on. Clicking images.
Okay, so all right, so
oh my god,
it came up.
Oh yeah, it looks like.
Is it a drive-through sign?
It looks like a burnt onion ring.
That's so disgusting. I just lost my appetite.
I'm never getting a blooming onion again.
No, I'll never have another onion ring in my life.
Onion rings, dog. I'm
That's
sorry.
disgusting. Oh my gosh, why? Why? Okay, so Virginia, if you were going to have an intervention with your sister, like Jillian is planning on with hers, what do you say? How do you breach this subject of saying, what are you doing? You can't name your baby girl. And I know it's really probably not your idea, it's your husband's. But come on, girl, this is where you stand up to him.
You're hurting your child. What mother wants to hurt her baby girl and give her a name that not only is nasty and tied to a nasty girl, but it's going to be hard to pronounce, confusing, or she's going to be a joke. Do you want people to laugh at your baby girl and make fun of her?
So according to my sources, it seems like there was an evolution of tattoos here with her starfish. It started off as the burnt onion ring, but I believe there's something else tattooed.
Did she add other entrees?
I think she's doing what Panda's doing. She just keeps adding on.
Is she getting a cheeseburger to go with it? Because onion rings and cheeseburger go nice.
Is it a Happy Meal at this point? What she got going on there?
It's a side of Chipotle sauce.
Wow. Okay. All right. Any advice for Jillian? And are you a female who's named after a porn star? And what did that do to your life? Just kind of curious.
Do you have a butt tattoo?
Yes, or yes, do you have your chocolate starfish tattoo? We got a lot of things to talk about here.
I'm in a bit of a rabbit hole. She's not the only one with a tat.
Pun intended.
Denny's, he's on your computer.
I mean, there is just so many other people who are into this.
So dirty.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Jillian is concerned because she's found out that her edgier sister and her edgiest husband have decided to name their upcoming baby girl after a porn star. Adrenaline is her name, and she has some odd attributes, this porn star, including the movie she starred in and the tattoo she has in a very delicate place.
You can't say she's lazy because she is doing the work.
She put in a lot of effort, huh?
A lot of activity.
Busy girl.
Yes.
Yeah. Somebody texted in and said, this poor girl and her future employers, if they name her Adrenaline, guess what'll likely pop up on the employer's browser first when they look up from her resume. Terrible idea. Okay, that's something to consider. Something that might make it a little bit better. Somebody did say there is an Adrenaline who's a character on the Kim Possible animated show.
Wow, talk about two different worlds. Nothing in the middle there.
Kid cartoon and adult movies.
They should not be mixed together.
They really shouldn't. And somebody else said, you know what, Jillian? It's not your baby, not your choice. There are people out there naming their children Apple and North. The name she picked out is not bizarre in this day and age. Adrenaline.
I went to school with a bunch of kids that had those kind of names, like Serenity and Sunshine and Faith, but everyone in the family was named that way.
Yeah, I think Adrenaline is just going to have that negative connotation.
Would you want to be named something like Champion? That's so much pressure. What if you're not a champion? You know what I mean?
Winner. Greatest.
Yeah, what if you're weak?
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of pressure.
It is, yeah. Some of those can be that way. I mean, I was just watching tennis because the Australian Open is going on, and my wife was telling me, apparently one of the players, his first name is Tennis. I'm like, at that point, what else are you going to do in life?
That's his real first name.
Yeah, I guess so.
My
the name Tennis.
I'm a basketball player. And he's a what?
What?
She's like, okay. I mean, talk about the parents. Imagine the life of pressure that kid has had. Your name Tennis.
Since
probably
the
not
jump.
Probably not by accident.
Right.
And your parents probably forced you into it at a very early age. And they're like, well, this is the only reason why you're on planet Earth.
Well, it's not like you know the kid's going to love tennis yet. My parents could have named me food, but they don't know if I loved food yet.
Look at you now. You're a champion in that arena.
Thank you so much.
Are you getting your grilled cheese or not? Kevin, there was devastating news to the program just a minute ago.
What happened?
We ordered food.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I ordered these French fries that they don't have on the menu, but I never saw that on my alert. They go, oh, we don't have that item on here. Ordered canceled. So they canceled the entire order.
But that's not all you ordered.
No.
You ordered other stuff.
I mean, I'm going to make it rain with grilled cheese up in here, and they canceled all of that. So we had to reorder it. So we're now, it's taking 2.5 hours to get this food. It's just...
I don't know that you've ever ordered delivery that I've seen and it's gone well.
It's been a struggle. It's been a struggle
I think
for me.
every single time. It's not. There's never a like. Oh, they got everything right. It was great. All my sauces, my special order. Never once have I seen that happen.
And clearly they got me. They keep on hurting me, and I keep getting right back on that horse. I'm a man.
It's an
with
abusive
a problem.
relationship.
It is. I just love what they got so much, Kevin.
You can't stay away.
I can't.
Well, hopefully we can get that resolved.
Every time I see someone walk in the lobby, I'm like, oh, so
is it here?
I'm not trying to freak you out, Kevin. If you see me looking over your shoulder.
Okay. What are you doing over there?
He fired up his computer again.
Well, the good news, he said it was going to happen 3 or 4 more times a show, and that's only the second time it's happened. So does that mean we have 2 more of those coming?
Probably. It's these new Macs. They make them so different than the old Mac, and now you don't even have a volume button anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an Apple?
It's an Apple, yeah. But they change it.
Yeah.
Every year they change it.
Okay, and it just comes on whatever it wants, huh?
No, there's a button you can hit on your keyboard that just goes full gorilla with the volume.
Imagine that. Hamburger Hands keeps hitting the button.
Do you know what button it is?
No, that's why I keep on accidentally hitting it.
You got any meat hooks for
You
hands?
can't figure that out?
I'm over here
Does it keep changing?
I'm over here searching for food. I'm hitting the button on accident.
Okay. Somebody texted and said, I went to high school with a kid named Thank God. We called him TG for short.
That's his name?
Thank God. Yeah.
I mean, what are you doing? Parents, come on.
I don't hate it.
Wow. Okay. Crazy stuff.
I was almost Jason Blue.
That's a cool name.
My sister Becky was almost Sun-Kissed Pennington. Yes, my parents were hippies.
But that's sweet and free and loving.
yeah.
It's better than porn star names, right?
And it's actually a very underrated soda. Orange Sun-Kissed is some of the best drink in the game. Can I get amen on that?
You're talking to 2 people that don't drink soda.
I know, right? Coming up here in a second, you remember when Jbird was throwing out all these predictions? You know, he kind of went on that kick where he was like, he's working on his psychic abilities.
Yes.
Yeah, and he said, okay, here's what's going to happen in the next year. Amazingly, Matt D from Fort Pierce, he actually wrote those down when he said those.
Someone wrote down what you said?
Yeah, he actually wrote down the predictions.
I knew someone was going to call me off.
You still working on developing your psychic abilities, Jbird?
I actually am, to be quite honest with you.
Okay. I know it's something that you do on the Weird and Whatever podcast. Vicky on there was talking about how you can actually, practice this and hone in on it like any other skill that you might have in life.
And if you do believe in that stuff, I think many times you recognize that anybody could have these abilities if they tune into them.
Well, luckily, Matt D was listening to the show on May 7th, 2019, when Jason Lee Pizza Pennington had made 5 predictions for the year to come. He said, I'm not sure if anyone ever fact-checked him, so I took the liberty. Let me see. Prediction number 1, Justin Bieber and Haley Baldwin will separate. False.
I do want to preface this by saying I was just in my beginning stages of learning psychic powers back then.
How many did he get wrong? All of them?
Well, we'll see here. This is just the 5 that he made. So, so he's 0 for 1. Maybe things will turn around here. Prediction number 2 that Jbird made. Both Jeff Lynne from ELO and Betty White will die.
Sorry, Jeff and Betty. No disrespect.
They're like, we're fine.
And I'm glad to hear that.
Jbird's predictions number 3 for the upcoming year. the New York Yankees will win the World Series this year?
They got close, and that was a big cheating scandal, too.
Okay. Prediction number 4, Taylor Swift will be sued for copyright infringement.
She didn't get sued? Was there talks of suing? Am I reaching? I don't know.
You're reaching.
Yeah.
Am I close?
And prediction number 5, a major female celebrity from 90s comedy will have a hashtag MeToo scandal. In the words of Jbird, nailed it.
0 for 5. That sounds like one of my baseball games when
Aw.
I was in college.
0 for?
How'd you do, Jay? 0 for 5.
0 for 5, okay.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Oh, yeah. There's a guy in Orlando who went viral last year for fighting in an Easter bunny costume. Well, he just got arrested after he crashed his motorcycle into a house, fled the scene, and tried to hide from cops by putting on his bunny costume.
Dude.
Yes.
He is a mess.
He loves his bunny costume. Apparently not working for him. Also, I think I remember this guy, too, from Winter Haven, 29-year-old named Walter White. Does that name sound familiar? It would if you've watched the TV show Breaking Bad. That was the science teacher that turned to a life of meth making. And guess what? Walter White was just arrested last year on felony what charges?
Meth.
Yes, meth charges. But he was using it, not selling it. No, that means anything to you.
Interesting.
Anyway, he was out on probation, but he was just arrested again for violating that probation. He cannot stay away from meth.
He really can't.
He really can't. There is a Naples, Florida man that punched a driver who honked at him while he was in line at a Chick-fil-A.
Ooh. While you're in the line, somebody punches you in the car?
I mean, you're getting Jesus chicken. I mean, can't we be neighborly at least there?
You won't see that happen to butt chicken and seafood.
The suspect responded by flipping him off. The victim honked again. I believe that's 3.
I'm sorry, man.
We have one more.
You turned on the computer and you headbutted the microphone in like 2-second span.
Hey, we don't need a play-by-play there, Bob Costas, all right?
Nailed it.
I could have predicted I was going to do that again.
Yes. The victim honked again after getting his food because his path was still blocked. So the suspect then got out of his car and punched the victim in the head through the open window.
Whoa.
He drove off, but the man later turned himself in, so...
People get squirrely about their food, clearly.
And driving.
And honking.
All of it.
There's a guy in Naples, Florida that has made his former neighbors a little upset. Apparently, before he moved out of the nearly $500,000 home, he gave it a paint-splattered paint job. Multi-bright neon colors all over the house. He even painted the trees, the lawn, and even the mailbox.
The trees?
It's just splattered paint. It's not in any kind of like form or fashion. It was just like taking brightly colored neon paints, just threw it over everything.
Huh.
Yeah. So some of the neighbors are not very happy, and now the house is just sitting vacant, but it is, to them, a major eyesore. So the man who did live there is already facing drug charges, including smuggling contraband into a detention facility. So,
oh, yeah, they don't like that.
No, they're not a big fan of this guy.
Vacant houses kind of make me sad. Never mind. You know what? I'm going to probably take a time out and not talk for a minute.
Yeah, Kevin, can you put him on the radio bench?
Sorry, I'm just opening up here.
Vacant houses. Okay. Well, there are 2 guys in southern Vietnam that were recently caught on video riding together on a motorbike and showering. Yeah, they're both lathered up, and they had a bucket of water which they were pouring on each other as they scrubbed and rode.
What?
Yeah, what?
They're taking a shower on the motorcycle?
Yes, they are, yes.
Are they trying to go viral, trying to get some attention?
I don't know. Maybe it's just what you do in Vietnam. The cops were able to track them down last week from the bike's license plate, and they're both fined about $80. That's what you get. So you cannot ride and bathe, apparently, in Vietnam. And finally, a 76-year-old woman fell out of the window of her apartment on the 7th floor in New York City last week. 7 stories. She's 76.
Oh my gosh. She lived?
She lived because she landed on a bunch of boxes of fruits and vegetables down below.
Wow.
I heard if you want to fall, that's good. And pound cake. If you have a bunch of cakes there, almost kind of like a mattress.
That'd be a good place to, yeah.
Do you want to do a little experiment?
Pound cake mattress?
Jbird jumps out of a window at 7 stories to land on pound cake.
Maybe not 7.
Maybe lower that down a little bit.
Yeah.
I am shocked that she lived.
That's insane.
Yeah, that is quite a tell to a tale.
You get food that day, you enjoy your life, you get the most expensive meal, your favorite meal, and you relax and enjoy your life that day.
Yeah, you realize, oh my gosh, life is fragile.
You're 76, you definitely are fragile. That's what Jbird would like today.
I'm just waiting for the food.
Is your grilled cheese here yet?
It's not here.
You sure they didn't cancel?
I'm sure of nothing anymore. It's on its way. It hasn't been canceled. It's on its way.
Oh.
It's on its way, huh? Do you have an ETA here?
I do. If you really want to know.
Yeah, I do.
Your food is on your way.
Your food is on your way?
Yeah.
All right.
I can go deeper into it, but it's going to probably take me a couple minutes, and it'll be such a bit killer.
All right. Well, one thing you want to check out, Jbird, the expert on food, he's come out with his top 5 Super Bowl snacks.
Ooh.
That was on Friday's E-Blast. So if you did not catch that and you're planning on some Super Bowl party action, we'll let you know exactly what he's got on that. That is going to be coming up here on the KVJ show. They say, according to the National Chicken Council, Americans will eat a record 1.4 billion chicken wings over Super Bowl weekend.
Every list got chicken wings at number 1. So boring. We get it. Wings are king. I get it.
Yeah, they say that is one of the top foods that we're going to be eating during the Super Bowl. Chips and dip, wings, and pizza.
Your boy Bigfoot made some smoked wings at his party on Saturday night. Those things were delicious.
To me, I feel like if you had a whole tub of wings compared to a tub of chicken fingers, sorry, fingers went out.
You like fingers better than
Way
wings.
better. Yeah, man.
I like the wing. I like the bone. I like the work.
It grosses me out sometimes, too, because not everyone eats wings the same way. There's some people who just suck on the little elbow joint or the knee part of the bone.
Cartilage knuckle.
Yeah, my wife will eat
gross.
all the cartilage off, and she's like, well, you haven't cleaned the bone. I'm like, no, there's no more meat on it. She's like, and she gnaws on the cartilage. I'm like, what are you, a chupacabra?
It does. It turns my stomach a little bit.
Like, what is wrong with you?
You see those
A chupacabra.
You see those guys eating the big old turkey legs at Disney World, and they're eating it to the point where it's on the bone. I'm like, oh, they're sweating on their turkey.
It's disturbing to watch some people eat those turkey legs.
Because they get down, they think no one's watching them.
If you're eating stuff on a bone, it should be in private. I feel like we just do weird things with the bone.
You don't like guacamole, do you, Jbird?
I like it when it turns into avocado sauce or avocado dressing or sauce. It's decent.
You don't like it as a dip. You like it as a sauce?
I don't like it when it's like a slug. When it's that texture of an avocado. It's too slug-like.
Slimy.
Ugh.
They say 8 million pounds of guacamole is consumed on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yummy.
Sometimes people go too big on the onion. They put too many raw onion in it. Raw onion is a bully ingredient.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the raw onion.
I love raw onion.
14,500 tons of chips are eaten along with that guacamole.
Y'all, I don't want to... The best snack you need to get right now is that new Ritz chip they have. Oh, it is so good. You don't even need it. This is me saying this. You don't even need a dip.
Wow.
This is number 1 on your list. Jbird on Friday on the KVJ E-Blast had Jbird's top 5 Super Bowl snacks. Now, the ones you're going to see on the other lists are the chips, dips, the pizza, and the chicken wings. But
predictable.
Jbird went a different route, and his number 1 was the Ritz toasted chips.
If you like that kind of snack, I'm telling you, you will love this. Even Sweet Denny's was almost took out a whole bag.
Huh.
You had at number 2, 2J's chocolate layer cake.
Yeah.
And today's actually National Chocolate Cake Day, by the way.
To me, that's my favorite cake of all time. It belongs in the Cake Hall of Fame.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Is there a Cake Hall of Fame?
There should be.
Yeah.
You are. I like what Kevin's doing because he's it's just like foreplay, talking about the food, making my mouth water.
Yeah.
Is your grilled cheese here yet?
I think I just saw it arrive.
Okay, yeah. There's some bags in there.
Keep talking about the food. I want to wait a little bit longer.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a process.
It's the anticipation of it now.
Yeah.
He's teasing himself.
Yes.
You got Publix garlic hummus at number 3.
Best hummus in the game. There's not a better hummus out there, and it's affordable. Most of these prices of these snacks are $5 or less. Only thing you're gonna find that's more expensive is the 2J's cake, and you can also cut back on your money if you get a slice instead of a whole cake.
Okay, I'll have to try out that garlic hummus. You've got the Publix Bakery pan de queso, the cheese bread.
That's the cheese loaf I'm always talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That is amazing. But don't go into Publix and ask for the cheese loaf. They're not going to know what you're talking about. I made that up, apparently.
Pan de queso is what you got to know.
That's what it's called. Everyone's going there. Where's this cheese loaf? Like, what?
Pan de queso.
Pan de queso.
And cheese bread. Yeah. And then number 5, you got fried pickles.
Yes.
Yeah. Which the only question I have on that, because you're talking about for a Super Bowl party or watching the game, I have noticed, I love fried pickles. I do, but I always eat them at the restaurant, and they are one of those foods that they depreciate very quickly with time elapsed.
I knew you were going to say that, and I have a solution for that.
Okay, what is that?
Fried pickle chips at your Super Bowl party. Here's what you do. At the halftime show, that's when you serve them. You make them and serve them during the halftime show, and you let your party know. During the halftime show, we've got delicious fried pickles. We've got an assortment of sauce. Now you're back into that food foreplay with your audience.
Okay.
They're thinking about football, but they're also thinking about those fried pickle chips.
Okay.
I'm making my mouth water.
Listen to you over there, drooly. Yeah.
You're dripping.
I'm Julie Chen.
And they also say the number 1 drink of choice for the Super Bowl is soda over beer.
Oh, man, I love soda.
I know you do.
Grape. So. I say a grape would go fine with those fried pickles.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Jbird, that is his top 5 Super Bowl wish list. If you're talking about foods and you want to follow along and get the KVJ E-Blast, we're going to have the exhaustive list of everything going on Super Bowl party-wise, anything that is happening. It is a massively long list. In fact, it's even longer than the one we sent out last week. So we got a round 2 of it because there's a lot of new things that have been added to it.
Nice.
Yeah. So you go to kvjshow.com. You can find the link for you to go and sign up. I think everybody was really shocked yesterday when the news started coming across of the death of basketball legend Kobe Bryant. In fact, somebody texted us earlier and they said, yeah, we were at the Pro Bowl in Orlando yesterday, and when they announced the death of Kobe Bryant to the entire stadium, it was the loudest group gasp I have ever heard in my life.
Aww.
Can you only imagine what that moment was all about? Yeah, I couldn't even believe it. I think for a lot of people that did not want to see it happen, it was just one of those things you're like, you hope that maybe there's some kind of misunderstanding and that he hadn't. And unfortunately, we found out today that it is the case.
What are you
What's
doing
up, Whistles?
What am I doing wrong?
Everything.
What is that? Why is it doing that?
It's called feedback.
Your headphones are too loud.
What? Sorry, right in a heartfelt moment. I'm so sorry.
And it's flipped inside out.
I know. I don't want to keep doing that to you.
All right. Yeah, that's it. When the audio comes out of the headphone,
No,
hit the mic.
it never does that. That's never done that ever. I don't know. As you work, Kevin.
You're a mystery.
You were saying that you had a friend that was thinking about calling in sick today because of the devastation. They are.
He's
not even thinking about
the
it.
biggest Kobe Bryant fan of all. It's his favorite. And he said, I can't even go into work. I'm so distraught.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I think it has rocked a lot of people.
Okay, but let me just throw this at you. Billy Joel passes away, and then I call management and say, I just can't be here today. Billy Joel's my all-time favorite celebrity.
Yeah.
Is that a legit excuse to miss work if you are mourning a celebrity's death?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so either.
And for what you do, I think it would make you feel better if Billy died for you to be in here and talking about it. And
I agree. I was just using that as an example. Is that a good enough excuse to? I mean, imagine going to your boss. I can't go to work today Billy Joel died. Okay, Piano Man, go back to work.
Get it together.
Yeah, exactly.
To me, it's parents, grandparents, siblings, and I would even, if I were a boss, if you had, a pet.
Definitely.
Cherished pet. So that to me, and obviously your own kids or something like that. But yeah, if you started talking about, hey, my first or second cousin, even then I'd be like, yeah, okay.
What about an uncle that I don't really like him?
I would,
but he did pass.
Yeah, if you didn't like him, yeah.
And you knew I didn't like him, like, all right, Kev, I gotta.
I probably still would be like, okay, if our boss, I'm like a relative, even their uncle, aunts, I'd be like, all right. Probably would give you the benefit of the doubt on that, but yeah, if you called in and were honest with me and said, yeah, I'm really devastated by the death of Kobe Bryant, I can't come in, I'd be like, eh.
What about a good friend, like a best friend?
Best friend, I would consider that. I probably would be okay with that.
Yeah.
Well, to me, I feel like some people might take it harder, a best friend than a family member. If someone's in their 80s and they pass, you at least kind of had somewhat. If I lost a Denny's, that'd be such a tragic thing. I think that also should play into it.
I think personal connection is the key.
Yes.
As I look at this, it is you are personally connected to somebody. Now, you may feel a connection by watching them all these years and being a fan, but unless you knew Kobe Bryant personally or the family, then to me it's hard to say, yeah, I'm taking a day off today to mourn the death of Kobe Bryant. Yeah, I think a lot of us are very sad today, but I don't know that many bosses would be like, yeah, sure, of course. I totally get that. Somebody actually sent us an email, Tom did, and he said, so when I saw Kobe's story come up on my phone, like many people, I was surprised and saddened. Like many others, I couldn't help but think of his very public flaws. But I also thought of his daughter, 13 years old, with her whole should have been amazing life ahead of her. I thought of the horror of being with your child as you realize what was happening and try to console her as you faced imminent death.
Ugh.
I text my wife, who was upstairs, and a few friends. Then I returned to what I was doing and went on with my life. I did not wallow in the story. I did not build a Kobe Bryant monument in my house. I turned on the internet this morning, and there are pictures of people lined up in L.A. crying and looking distraught and talking about how much Kobe meant to them. I don't get that. If you aren't related to them and you didn't have a close friendship with them, what gives? Don't get me wrong. I've been saddened by celeb deaths before, but not to any degree that I did anything about it. I don't understand, and I guess maybe I'm the one who is weird. Yeah, I would say that maybe you are in the minority. I think that there are a lot of people who are impacted by celebrities. They really do. They mean something to us. I was watching a special that ESPN was running over the weekend about Pete Rose and his gambling scandal. And it really took me back to when I was a kid. And even now, my whole life was shaped because of Pete Rose and his mentality of, he was called Charlie Hustle. And he attacked everything that he did. He put every ounce of energy into it. That was the one thing you could say whatever you want about Pete Rose, but you could never say that he never gave 100% effort every single time he was on the field doing anything.
Oh, he even hustled to his bookie.
Yes.
He was constantly hustling.
He was hustling on making bets. He really was. I think Kobe Bryant was very much the same way and had that type of mentality. And so celebrities and people like this, they do shape us. And when somebody like that dies, they may be more instrumental in your life than even your parents, depending upon what your situation was. So to look at that and be massively impacted, I do get that. So I don't necessarily agree with Tom and where he's like, I mean, come on, it's a celebrity. You had no personal impact. No, they may have really had a legitimate impact and shaped your life, not because you knew them, but because you knew what they stood for. And because of what they stood for, you became a person who stood for it as well.
And don't ever discount, somebody's passion. If they loved Kobe and they loved watching him play, then it is special to them, and that is real. And that person is allowed to be upset. Just because you don't have that same connection, you shouldn't discount it.
Yeah, and so that would be the interesting thing today. If you're a boss and you get a call that, hey, I don't want to come into work today because of the death of Kobe Bryant, are you like, yeah, sure, I get it? Or are you like going, come on, man up. You didn't know him personally. I get that you're sad, but you got to go through life. If Kobe Bryant were your boss here today and you called in saying I'm good, I think Kobe Bryant would be like going, get your butt to work.
Kobe would want you to work.
That's probably what I would say. Be like going, Kobe Bryant would want you to work.
The one that bummed me out was the Alan Thicke story. The reason why that one was weird was because he was playing, I think, hockey at the time.
Street hockey,
and they thought, all right, he's getting in the ambulance, and I think he even gave a thumbs up to his son. So you're like, all right, Dad's hurt, but he's going to make it. He's going to be okay. And then he passed away. That whole story was weird to me.
It was weird.
That one kind of stayed with. I mean, I was able to go to work, but it did make me feel weird and bad.
Yeah. I think probably a lot of people have been impacted like that. I wasn't alive, but I look at the reaction when JFK was assassinated, and it really rocked this nation. And, none of those people I saw crying on the footage, I'm sure, knew him personally.
Well, I remember the Challenger exploding as a kid.
Yeah.
And I remember that being a big deal to where everyone seemed so sad and depressed. And I mean, I only remember it as a kid. Don't you remember it like that?
Oh, yes. I think a lot of us were watching it at school.
We were.
And that's horrifying because you're a kid and you're trying to process and you're like, oh my gosh, did we just watch this thing blow up and now all of those people are dead?
Yeah. No, it does. I think it is natural for it to impact us, and I don't think you need to necessarily apologize for it impacting you. Somebody said, I don't want to say that I don't care about Kobe Bryant's death. It's sad that he died. Why is the news all about him and not the other people that were in the helicopter? Do they not do their lives? Do their lives not matter? I think here's the thing. Nobody knew who they were, and that's just it. It's about our personal connection. It's about making those connections. I think that you do try to recognize, and from what I've seen, the media has put up their names and have said, there were other victims in this as well. That is sad. But if there were no people on that helicopter that we didn't know, this wouldn't be a story that we'd be hearing in South Florida.
Right.
It wouldn't be a news story for us. It would be something maybe in Los Angeles that 5 or 7 people, whatever, died on a helicopter crash. It's because it was Kobe Bryant and his daughter that it's something that we talk about today, and that's just kind of natural. Anything you want to drop into the conversation, 877-979-9763. Maybe who was the last celebrity death that made you cry? You can let us know here on the KVJ Show.
Do you want to watch the KVJ Show live or on demand? Find us on youtube.com/KVJ Show.
Well, it's an interesting phenomenon about how we do cry when celebrities die. Some of us do, and others are like, look, I didn't know them. But I think, to me, it does make some sense because people do impact your life, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a personal connection to it. People can be very influential on you. And that is the one thing when they talk about celebrities, be like, I'm not, a role model and this and that. And it's like, no, you don't have to say, look, I'm going to try to have good behavior that somebody want to live like me. You don't have to do that. But like it or not, there are people that are going to be watching you and they're going to be shaping their lives based on what you do, good or bad.
Sure.
So you can choose to do whatever you want with it.
Especially athletes, too. Because, you have so many kids that look up to the athletes.
My son is big time into sports, and I would say the most influential people on him are athletes. And, that can be a great thing because it does, when you're an athlete, to achieve greatness, you do have to have focus and discipline, and there's a lot of things about work ethic that are very important. I know an athlete really shaped my early childhood and my life now. I was telling you about Pete Rose. And so love or hate that guy, he was a major influence on me. And I think Kobe Bryant, to a new generation, did that because he had the same kind of mentality and work ethic. And I think it's valuable to teach that to kids.
I was a big fan for a little bit growing up of Jose Canseco.
Yeah.
He had a lot of off-the-field problems.
Yeah, and I think even if you want to say stuff about Kobe or anybody, we are all flawed. And I think that you can learn good and bad from somebody and say, hey, look, they're not ever going to be a perfect person. We can't ever expect to look up to a perfect person unless it's Tim Tebow. And you have to just say that everybody out there other than him is flawed, and they're going to have something that you're going to be able to delve up that wasn't great. But you can learn from that to say, hey, look, even the greats make mistakes, but it's what you do after that mistake that really says a lot too. And it's been 17 years since the trial that Kobe Bryant had to go through. And since that point, he has done a lot of great things in his life and has contributed to many other people and what he's done. Talking about what was the last celebrity death you cried over? Steve Irwin is one that a lot of people were saying.
Oh, that was a tough one.
With his daughter, and you knew them so much, and that just was heartbreaking. And the love story, too, the way that he was with his wife and how they just seemed like the perfect family and couple. And even, to this day, I don't believe she's with anybody else.
Can I get a little love for Billy Mays? Remember Billy Mays?
No, who's that?
Oh my gosh, he actually died right around the same time as Michael Jackson. He was the pitch guy. He'd always be on the infomercials. Life's a pitch and then you buy.
Okay.
You don't remember Billy Mays?
I remember him.
Okay.
But yeah, Michael Jackson totally wiped out a couple of celebrity deaths.
Big time. It wasn't even...
Was it Farrah Fawcett that died like the same day?
Yeah. She did. That's right.
And you thought she was going to get all the headlines that Michael Jackson passed, and they're like, forget about that.
You remember that guy. He was always on the infomercials.
Vaguely.
A lot of people were commenting about Robin Williams. That was one that rocked a lot of people.
Yes, that was huge.
And it also, too, was another one of those stories that shed light on, the challenges that some people have, with mental illness. Luke Perry was one that somebody said made me cry.
Yep.
Dying the way he did at that age. Mac Miller for somebody, and Paul Walker, too. Another one in the same line. Somebody else said mine was for Aaliyah. I mean, when you're that young and you got so much more to accomplish, I think, to me, those are the hardest. When you see a celebrity and they've lived their life and they've done what they were here, put on earth to do, hey, it's just a natural part of life. But when you're like, man, they had many more decades of great things that they're doing.
Because they're so young.
Yeah.
I had such a crush on Aaliyah.
She's gorgeous.
Somebody said Tom Petty. His music was such a part of my childhood, shaped my life.
That one bummed me out, too.
They also said, too, the passing of your mom and your Aunt Ann. They actually cried on both of those.
Yep.
And so, it goes to show you. I mean, you don't have to necessarily know somebody. It's, what you've heard from them. You feel like you know a lot of these people. That's the other thing, too, about a lot of celebrities. You do feel like you know them because you know so much about them. And this is interesting. Somebody said, my dad was a big Anna Nicole Smith fan.
Aww.
He actually took a week off from work when she passed, and he wore black the entire week.
Aww.
We laugh about it today, but I haven't seen him cry like that since.
Wow. It's an interesting story.
It is kind of interesting what it is that...
She was fascinating.
Yes.
I mean, fascinating.
She was. Had the reality show, had the daughter, had that weird attorney.
Now, will he
Howard K. Stern.
Will he react that same way if a loved one he knows dies?
Right, taking a week off work and wearing black the entire week?
Because I feel like anything less shows, I really don't care about you as much as I did Anna Nicole.
Right, if Anna Nicole got that, yeah.
Like, Dad, you dressed in black for a week.
I better get a little something better. Come on now. Talking about the passing of Kobe Bryant and what it has an effect on all of us when celebrities do pass. And somebody texted in, and I think this is very true as well, as you look at the phenomenon of somebody you didn't know, but you do know because of how much you hear about their life and how much they actually can shape you. And somebody also said, too, I think it also makes you realize that if that celebrity can die that way, any of us could. It hits home.
That's the one.
Yeah.
You're totally right. And especially when they are younger, you go, wow, at any moment, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Lights out.
Lights. I mean, anytime, doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah, it puts humanity to it. And you're just like, wow, it reminds us all, hey, this is it. And so you hopefully are living on course and doing what you need to do because you don't know how much time you're going to have. So the sooner you get onto whatever your purpose is in life and then live it out every single day, because you don't know.
I'm glad you brought that up, Fat Kevin, because today seems like a good day to get a pizza. Why not, baby?
Yeah, you're
Didn't
right.
you order a bunch of grilled cheese already?
I did.
Yeah.
I'm talking about for later, baby.
Yeah, you have to eat again.
Yes.
Come on. Some of the other ones people dropped on is Chris Farley, his passing.
That was tough.
Heath Ledger. And I'll say, too, I know a lot of times people have zero sympathy when it's somebody that dies of a drug or alcohol overdose. And to me, I still think that there is, some sadness in that. I still give empathy just because they're at the point, too, where it's like they were just making bad decisions. Like you had so much to offer and you made a bad choice that unfortunately is going to take everything that you did great away.
It's easy to judge, especially if you've never had someone you love pass away from that. Well, you're not going to love that person because they made a mistake. I'm not going to love a family member or a friend because they made a mistake. And of course I'm going to love them. Like you said, you could still...
You should.
Yeah.
In a different way. Chester Bennington for people. Chris Cornell. Some of these singers. You think about music, too. I mean, how emotional that is and impacts so many of us.
You'll always get jerky things said about death on the internet because people, if they don't feel emotionally connected to something, they're going to be the troll and ruin it for everybody. It's with every single death.
Yeah.
If one of us died, there would be some troll on here saying the worst things about Virginia.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're the one that's going to die. I'm just saying. But they would, though. That's what sometimes people do that.
But Jbird saying you're most likely to die?
Yeah, I think he just killed me.
I don't want to say that. I didn't mean to use you as the example.
I gotta get my life in order.
Somebody else said Anthony Bourdain, too.
Yes.
Still is a big one for me, and I still can't watch his show. I get so sad. So, yeah, that affects a lot of people. Well, luckily, we don't have to talk about the passing of Jbird here today because of his dog, Chewy. His dog, Chewy, actually saved his life over the weekend.
He at least, I'm not saying he saved my life, but he saved a potential major problem.
What happened?
I was cooking a pizza, and for whatever reason, a French fry had fallen onto the part where it gets really, really hot. So this big fire starts up in my oven, and I'm knocked out past upstairs.
You had a fire in your kitchen?
In the stove, and so I hear Chewy barking, who's blind, by the way. Let me know, starts barking.
He smelled the smoke.
He did, and he led me I'm like, what's going on, Chew? And then I go, oh my gosh, big old fire in the oven. If I wouldn't have gone down there, maybe 5 minutes later, I don't know if I would be here.
Oh my gosh.
Chewy, a French fry, it was laying on the thing. It was kind of a freak, weird thing, how it happened.
Yeah, I've heard so many stories of, it's amazing. When I am in awe of animals because there's countless stories of them alerting and protecting and saving. I mean, you're just like, oh my gosh, this dog gets sausages.
If it would have been 5 minutes later, I honestly don't know what would have happened.
That's scary.
I mean, I don't know if you have a major fire in the oven, it can escape, I'm assuming.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well.
All the wooden cabinets that you have? Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Thank you, Chewy. I know you can't hear me, but...
You should probably get delivery pizza.
Yeah, it wasn't even that... I mean, the pizza wasn't even good. He saved me and somehow...
You almost died for bad pizza?
You know, he saved me and he saved the pizza, pretty much. It was only a quarter burn.
Good boy, Chewy.
Want to find the KVJ Show on social media? Just search KVJ Show on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Simple, huh?
Okay, Virginia, this is something for you. When exactly are you considered late?
It depends.
What to you, when you would say in your mind, because you're late from time to time, when do you say, oh my gosh, I'm late? And how much past the agreed upon time of meeting would you say, okay, I'm late?
Over 5 minutes, you're late. If you're in that 5-minute window, I think that it's a grace period. All persons, especially with children, should be given.
Okay.
Meeting a friend out somewhere, that's all good. But if it's a business meeting, if you go to 6:05 and your thing's at 6, you're 5 minutes, you're late.
Okay, so you...
Honestly, Evie, I would say you are late walking in there at 6 o'clock if it's business related.
Okay, you need to be there a couple minutes early.
Yes.
Okay. Well, according to a new study, the average boss says that they usually do give their employees some wiggle room when it comes to being late, and they say you've got about 6 minutes, and after that, you're late. So pretty much what you're saying.
6 minutes.
6 minutes. And sometimes it's not your fault. Like on Saturday, Mags took an Uber to work, and they got lost. The driver got lost, legitimately lost.
Yeah.
So that's not your fault.
That happened to me going to an event.
Yeah.
The guy took me to the wrong area, and I was about 20 minutes late. Ooh. And I was actually getting paid for that gig.
20 minutes is a lot.
I mean, you can't even. You have to come in so disheveled. You have to come in all with tears. Tears or blood. You have to have.
Well, I'm wondering how bosses look at it now with the proliferation of your rideshare, your Lyft and your Uber. Is that a viable excuse if you're late, saying, "Oh, is my Uber driver? Oh, is my Lyft driver?" Or would the boss say, you need to give yourself some extra time because I don't care what you do or how you get here. You just have to be here at that time.
Okay, you're the boss. I am 35 minutes late.
Oh.
Why are you late, Bert? We got into an accident. The guy driving was a madman, Kevin. He was a damn madman.
A car accident, you get a pass.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so too. But things like the bridge was up. Do you get a pass for that? I think, to me, that's probably one of the more common excuses that you could use in South Florida is a bridge was up. But if it's something where you come here regularly, you should know. Like, I have to go by and through a bridge to get to my gym every single day. But I know at top or bottom of the hour, that bridge is up. So if I get there a little bit late, I'm going to get caught on that bridge and I add 7 minutes. So I'm 7 minutes late. And then when you do it every day, I think that's on you, right?
I'm already running late, and then I see the bridge going up. I'm like, oh, no.
Oh, it's the worst.
What about this one? I remember I came here late one time, and it was the red light off of Village Boulevard. For whatever reason, it skipped 3 different times. It stayed red. You're waiting for it to turn green, and the other light kept turning green. So I'm thinking, that's 3 times now. I ended up having to run the red light, but it was a good 12 minutes before I could get here.
I think if you get pulled over for that you can explain, hey, that red light's not working.
What do you do on that? Because I had to run. If I did not run the light, I would have been there another 5 minutes.
That's tough, and it sounds like it's kind of made up. I would say that a lot of bosses would have the expectation on your punctuality on being punctual. You need to be there like on time. They'll give you the 6 minutes, but they would probably say that you've got to take into account any kind of delays that might happen depending upon how far away you are. If you're close, give yourself an extra 5 minutes. If you're further away, give yourself an extra 15 minutes for traffic, bridges, lights that don't change, weird stuff that could happen.
Tell me if this one works, this excuse. Or you're the boss, ask me why I'm late.
Why are you late, Jbird?
Everything was going fine, and then I had the worst case of the runs, and I had to stop at a bathroom on the side of the road. There was some weird guy there looking at me. It was a whole to-do. Is that a viable excuse?
I don't think that you should ever tell your boss that you had diarrhea.
Yeah.
I just don't think they want to hear it.
Well, radio might be
They're going to now think less of you for 2 reasons.
Right? That guy has terrible judgment.
So, dude, that's not a good excuse then?
No, I don't think it's going to fly.
Really?
And now every time your boss looks at you, she's going to think of that.
I feel like I think you have one of those excuses. You could use one. If you're 15 minutes late to work and you say that, you get one. You got one poop excuse.
Before they start being like, okay,
well,
I'm tired of you being late.
You can't come in there all the time. Pooping around. Okay, buddy. Well, then go to the doctor.
You got IBS.
Yes.
Okay. Are you routinely late to work, or maybe there's something else that you've done? What would you say is the worst thing that you have ever done at work or in your office itself? It's time for some true confessions.
Wait, what are we confessing? Because I think I do have confessions.
Good. Get them together. 877-979-9763. You can call or text here at the KVJ Show. Okay, what is the worst thing that you have done at work? We've had some true confessions here on the KVJ Show in the past, and we found out that we have done some very interesting things here, sometimes with our pants off while at work.
The worst thing, I mean, that's such a loaded question. The worst for somebody, like the worst for me could be the best for Virginia.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. I'm losing my voice and my mind. It is time to go to bed.
Well, tell me if you would say yes to any of these. These are some of the ones that people texted into us. Worst thing you've done at work or in relation to your job. Somebody said, I went to the movies, then I went back to work to clock out.
Oh, yeah, I mean, definitely did that back in the day at the golf course.
Some people have those kind of jobs where, you just can kind of like disappear for a little while.
Well, there was a whole system back at our golf course because they would sometimes you have too many people on schedule, but they act like you still needed to be there. So we would all have we'd all watch each other's back. We'd even sleep and make a little bed. So you could take like a 2-hour break and still get paid for it.
Somebody else said I would smoke pot in the American Express call center bathrooms regularly during breaks.
It's funny, they would do that at the golf course as well.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding you. That was a big one at the golf course.
Someone else said I did shots in my office 2 hours before work was over to prep for a flight to Vegas.
I mean,
okay.
Child's
Not so
play.
bad, yeah.
Child's play. We did that on Friday.
Someone else said I roasted a whole chicken at my desk.
Ooh. How you do that?
I don't know.
You got a chicken roaster on your desk?
That's something.
And nobody stopped you.
Does it smell like chicken to you around here?
Bob
got a rotisserie?
Yeah, okay. Someone else said I had sex in a stairwell with a girl I was dating.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured. Somebody else said I had sex with myself in the work bathroom after hours.
What, does
Not as sexy.
Does this one count? Stealing toilet paper? But they were firing us, and they weren't very cool about anything.
It's a theft, yeah.
It's a theft, but a Robin Hood theft nonetheless.
Somebody else said I slept with the boss for a $3 an hour raise.
That's it?
Right. Either they're not very good, or you're not very good, or the job is not very good.
What company you
Something
working
is not
for?
very good here. Not sure exactly what it is. All right, thank you for the texts. You can also get us the emails, too, for the After the Show podcast. Going to be coming up. Mail at kvjshow.com, mail at kvjshow.com. I know just a second ago, Jbird was scrambling, trying to find his thought for the day. Were you able to get one?
I was. I was.
You were.
I was, Kevin.
Okay.
Sounded great.
It's a tough weekend, huh?
Oh.
Yeah.
Limping.
I'm having a rough day.
Yeah.
Happiness is not something you postpone for the future. It is something you design for the present. Like we were talking about earlier.
Yes, you're right.
Don't wait till tomorrow to call and say I love you.
You're right. Do it today. Thank you, Jbird. That was great. Thank you. All right.
Did you miss an episode of the KVJ Show? No worries. Find our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or kvjshow.com.